Closer for the right now. Oh, girl, your body tastes of cinnamon. Now you want me to turn you upside down. Baby, I finally know what it really feels like. Wow. Tell me you want it just as much as me, baby. I won't be far. Let me fix your scars. Just one call. Oh my God, girl, I'd be down if you were that. Daddy can hide away sight. You want that, baby? I can read your mind. Let me to give it a try. You want that, baby? I'm desperate for right. You want me to stare into your eyes while I'm putting my two hands on your thighs. Let me to have you at a night. You want that, baby? I'm desperate for right.
The world around me can't contain it. The feeling just takes over me. Got me hooked and I'm addicted. You set me free. All my feels make me stand tall. I need it in my soul, never let me go. The way you move surrounds me, it all got me hooked and I'm addicted. Set me free.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to First Look here at C3 Tuesday. Mean C3. Excited to be here with the gang as always to kick things off and talk some Carolina esports, Carolina Rocket League. Let's get it going here. We've got Nate, we've got Ralph, we've got Flamingo here as well. So, boys, we got week 3 in the books now. Now we're starting to see some trends happening. So I want to know your key takeaways for the start. So, Flamingo, we'll start with you. What was your key takeaways here for week 3?
Um, Coastal coming out 3-0, honestly. Did not expect that, but yeah, they looked decent, pretty good so far. Also NC State coming out 3-0, also very huge for them. So yeah.
Nate, which team is expected to be the 3-0 team rolling into after week 4? In your opinion?
So 3-0 team rolling in the week 4. I think.
I was
think
just saying
USC.
NC State or NC State or Coastal Carolina, but you can pick any if you want.
I think NC State. NC State's just overall, I think, a better skilled team and more powerhouse team compared to Coastal. Not saying they couldn't get an upset somewhere, but just NC State.
Got it. What's your key takeaways for week 3, dude?
For me, I think the biggest takeaway is going to be. I think it's going to be USC. USC.
Bet. All right, Ralph, what's going on,
Yeah,
buddy?
sorry,
Welcome
dude.
to it. Yeah, we love when you explain your answers. Ralph, what's going on, buddy? How are you, number 1? And number 2, what's your
Oh, boy.
key takeaways from
Yeah.
week 3?
Definitely has been very, very amazing here, but I'm not gonna lie. I think this is gonna be a little bit more interesting. I didn't really get to see much of last week, but at the same time, I do look at the standings, and to be honest, the biggest takeaway is right now Coastal over Winthrop. Very, very interesting. I know that series against the Gamecocks was very important for them, and right now I think Coastal is just a little bit higher than they probably should, but I think that is just very interesting to see that the standings reflecting probably how strong the season is for some of these teams so far, but at the same time, it might not quite reflect just how good some of these teams are that are in the lower seeds.
Yeah, 100%. For example, UNC Charlotte also sitting at 2-1, also had a difficult matchup to kick things off too. But Nate, you actually got to host some of these teams on CRL. Let's talk about that briefly. What were some of the things that you saw from that day? I know Winthrop made it relatively far, but UNCC at the end of the day, they made it the farthest.
Yes, so UNCC did have a really good run. I think there was definitely some brackets where other members of the Carolina region had a little bit more of a difficult. I know, for example, Winthrop had to run into St. Clair in losers round round 6, which was kind of outstanding. St. Clair got upset by like a 71 seed, and we just kind of went on a steamroll to qualify for league play through the lowers. So a little unfortunate there. Overall, I think Charlotte had a really good run. They ended up dropping down, I think, losers round 4 to Leslie. And the Gamecocks got eliminated as well, I think, in round 5. But, Charlotte may have made it further, but they still need to make a statement here. They got upset. Right now, USC still being the powerhouse of the league, especially after last week where they kind of dominated Winthrop. So that's my 2 cents on how CRL went.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's take a look at the standings here for C3 and see who's up top. And right now, it's technically Clemson on top here. They haven't dropped a single game this season, which is pretty wild. Flamingo, what else kind of stands out to you as far as the standings go, man?
Like I was saying earlier, NC State 3-0. They had a bit of a scare last week in Swig Tech, but I mean, they've looked really, really good, honestly. Rockets hitting clips like seemingly every single week. So I don't know. I'm buying into NC State, honestly.
Ralph, what you seeing? What you seeing here? Are you a big fan of NC State as well, or what other teams kind of sticking out right now?
I'm kind of happy to see the Niners back up towards the top 8. We saw them fall in the first week to Winthrop, but I think a couple of those bounce back games kind of forced them up back where they need to be. Still a long way to go, I think, for a lot of the teams here. Winthrop, especially, in the Niners, both kind of a little bit more on the downers so far this season, but so far very interesting. I do think though that USC definitely deserves that, at least that second spot.
I can agree with that. I can totally see that too. I think Asheville is a little bit lower down than I anticipated seeing. I'm sure Flamingo, you appreciate that comment over here, but 1-2 currently, so they're looking to have kind of like a bounce back from that first 3-week set here. Wake Tech at that 1-2 spot. I think that's where we kind of anticipated they might be, but they've got a good matchup here today, which we'll kind of get into as well, boys. So we'll kind of take it from there. So that'll lead us into hot takes. It was pretty kind of straightforward, to be honest, in week 3. But I do want to go around the horn, see who's got the hottest take. Nate, I'll start with you, buddy. What you got for hot takes, man?
So my hot take here is I think Coastal's a false prophet in their positioning right now. I think they're definitely a false third. I think they kind of had a good start to the start of their season, pretty similar to how my Wilmington boys were doing, but they have a very tough one going into the rest of their season. So let's just take a quick look. Like they play Wake Tech tonight, which is a really skilled team. After we saw them play against Winthrop, then they also go into week 5 playing against NC State, free Winthrop, then Chapel Hill, which in their week 7 match. So they have to get through those 2 Titans in the next upcoming weeks to really kind of showcase that they kind of deserve to be there.
You got to prove yourself, especially in C3. I totally agree with you. I think they got a tough road ahead. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to fall, but we'll see that. Whether or not they have and keep that traction here in week 4. Flamingo, looking at you, buddy. What you got for hot takes, man?
Mine's more of stretches to the end to the rest of the season, honestly. I think NC State could go 7-0 in league play and go undefeated, honestly.
Wow.
So that's my hot take. A little bit of a T Bates one, but I think just like T Bates, he's never wrong.
Yeah. What kind of changed, like from NC State last year that gives you the full belief that they can go all the way without losing one?
Well, I know last semester, if I remember correctly, was their first as a trio. But they got more experience under their belt. They went to LAN. They made some damage at LAN. And then they've just came out the gate just shooting threes like 100% essentially. Like outside of the little scare against Wake Tech, I mean they've just been dominating. So, and I mean they have a lot of favorable matchups going through the rest of the season as well. I think, like genuinely, I think if they can beat Winthrop, if they can upset Winthrop, which I think they might be able to, I think there's a strong chance they go through 7-0 through league play.
I can see that being a possibility, but Nate, do you think it's doable? I don't know, man. Winthrop is pretty tough, dude.
So for NC State to overcome them, I think it's doable. If I saw how NC State played during CRL this past weekend, they definitely showed what they can do. It's just going to be a matter of staying locked and not start trolling. NC State, they have the potential. They just got to find that groove to do it consistently. If they can do it consistently, I think they could at least put up a very strong fight, and I think they could overtake tonight.
Strong fight, but I don't necessarily agree. I'll be honest. I think Winthrop can take it. There is a possibility, though. I'll give you guys that, right? There is an option. There's a possibility that they could do it, but I don't think I see it happening. Ralph, I want to get your take as well on that specifically. Then we'll get to your hot take, bud.
Oh boy. Yeah, my mind is definitely not in the best place right now. A little bit swirly. I'm gonna go with my actual hot take here. Wake Tech. I don't think anybody's really talked about them. They're currently 1-2 in the season, but at the same time, they are at the number 9 spot at 1-2. I think this Coastal Carolina game they're gonna have to play here. That's gonna be the start of where we're gonna see them just absolutely hit their stride. I've known the Wake Tech boys a little bit. I've played with them a little bit. I know the Rocky League they can play, and I've seen the way they compete. I think Wake Tech actually is gonna surprise all of us and make at least top 6, maybe even top 4 towards the end of the season.
Can we also take that as your team to watch this week as well? Is that a particular team that you're watching this week, or is there another one that you have an eye on?
Yeah, that's definitely going to be my team to watch this week. I mean, Wake Tech, they've just been the dark horse this entire season. They've had good matchups. I'm looking back at it. They had that forfeit win against Elon, but at the same time, they've ran into Winthrop University, and even at that, they had to go into a strong NC State. They took to 5 before finally falling. I just think that this Wake Tech team just not exactly in the position they want to be, but they are proving to definitely be one of the tougher competitors.
Understood. All right, Flamingo, Who is your team that you're watching particularly this week? Whether it's they have an easy matchup or a tougher matchup, what's a team that you have an eye on right now?
Um, Obviously NC State, but also I I was gonna also say Wake Tech, honestly, because like kind of bouncing off of what he said, what Ralph said, like genuinely, they they are a lot better than their record shows, I think. So I think this will be a good match for them this week.
Cool. I dig it. I dig it. Nate, who you got eyes on besides Wilmington? We all know that.
Man, beat me to it. Honestly, I'm curious to see if Elon can finally take their first win of the season. With that forfeit loss in week 1, they kind of need to find a way to turn it around. And they're playing NC A&T tonight, which is a pretty similar skilled matchup. So I want to see if Elon can finally start taking their stride to get something on the board.
I really like that one, dude, honestly, because they're facing NC A&T. So both of these teams are certainly looking for like something to be positive about, not only just for this semester, but as they kind of grow their programs and really add to what they've got going on. So I'm looking at NC A&T as well. Another team that I'm looking at too is UNCG. That matchup against Clemson should be a really good one. And I'm wondering how good Greensboro is this year. They're 2-1 right now, and Clemson seems to be like a measuring stick, especially when they're 9-0 in games played and series played. They're 3-0, so right now they're literally perfect. Can UNCG kind of put up with that and kind of silence Clemson? It's possible based on what we saw last year, but that's just my take. Nobody cares about that. All right, let's go week 4 expectations. We'll go ahead and look through the stream matches. First off the rip, Nate, you get to talk about them. It's UNCW facing off with East Carolina. Who do you have?
I think it depends what side of East Carolina shows up, but we got a bandwagon here at UNCW. Game 5.
All right, Flamingo. UNCW.
So
ECU.
I got blinded by you said UNCW is winning against ECU.
Game 5. Game 5.
Game
I think
five?
the duo power of Mike and Steve will overpower the 1,500 to 1,600 average team that ECU has.
Yeah, no, I do think they'll beat ECU, honestly. Yeah. I'd probably game 4, honestly.
Game 4 rolling through it. Ralph, do you agree? Does UNCW coming up on top? If so, how many games?
Nate, you talk about how much you like Wilmington, but at the same time, I don't think you estimate just how good your boys over there are at UNC Wilmington. I think this is going to be closer to a sweep here for UNC Wilmington. ECU probably doesn't even really stand much of a chance against your boys here.
Well, Twitter agrees, everybody. 83.3% on the Wilmington side versus the 16.7% for the East Carolina. So they're more on the Ralph side of it being a little bit more one-sided in that sense. I say UNCW in 4 as well. So I'll give ECU 1. I think they have the shot to take it to them. Second game on the board for the mainstream right here on this channel will be UNCG facing off with Clemson. I just talked about this one, so I'd love to get your insight as well. Let's go in the same order. Nate, what you got? Who you got?
I think Greensboro in 5. That's what I put down. I think Greensboro takes it and wins it. I think this is the moment they kind of turn it around and kind of get that stride that we've been talking about. Clemson, they've been looking very strong, and Maysal's already starting in chat. But I think Greensboro takes it in 5. They've looked pretty strong. I think they're a little bit of a sleeper in the league that gets overlooked quite often.
That's kind of that might be your hot take, honestly. I don't know, man, because it depends. Because Clemson hasn't dropped.
I couldn't mention it till now, man.
Fair enough. I get it, dude. I see it. Potential for it at least. Flamingo, do you agree? Does Clemson come up on the top? Because they haven't dropped a single game, much less 3.
I think there's a like 80% chance, if not higher, that Clemson 3-0s.
Okay.
So I think it's going to be a Clemson 3-0, honestly.
Ralph, you're next, buddy. Who you got, Clemson or UNCG, bud?
It's going to be Clemson. I mean, they're number 1 right now for a reason. I mean, I'm not going to say that they are the best here in C3, but at the same time, the way that they are playing is just absolutely unbelievable how you've got to match it. And to be honest, the most that UNCG might be able to do is get a game off of them. That's it. It probably might just be another sweep here for Clemson.
Yep. I'm on board with that take as well. I think Clemson takes it over UNCG, but I think it is in 4. I think UNCG actually surprises Clemson, gives them their first loss in a game, but I do think they take the series. And Twitter will agree, 81.3% to 18.8% for UNCG. So Clemson wins that one by a landslide as well. Game number 3 or match number 3? Wait, what?
What?
You got something?
Come on, guys. Come on, Twitter. Help me out here.
I was like, is that your reaction to me or okay? It was Twitter. So, match number 3 is going to be Winthrop facing off with NC State. Winthrop versus NC State. Based on what you guys said earlier, it seems like it might be a little bit closer in the prediction stance than I was expecting to see here. But Nate, I'll leave it for you, man. You get the answer first.
NC State in 5.
NC State in 5, still a hot take to me, to be honest. Flamingo, does NC State pull it off?
NC State in 5. Yep.
Did you guys like talk before first look and say, hey, we're gonna
No,
have the same
man changed his prediction on me in the document that was sent to me.
Did I
just
put?
saying.
Wait, did I? I could have
Yeah.
sworn I hit NC State. I could have sworn.
Crazy. We're getting some word from our producer that yes, he did in fact change his mind at Winthrop earlier.
No
Listen,
way.
you're allowed to change your opinion based on what you've seen.
Not when I'm
so
pre-scheduling documents,
I'm not gonna-
okay?
Oh, I mean that's fair. That's fair. Ralph, dude, send us like the voice of reason. Winthrop beats NC State, right?
They do. They're absolute traitors to the absolutely best team, probably the second best team in South Carolina. Obviously, University of South Carolina a little bit close and up there. They did beat Winthrop, but at the same time, I think Winthrop is going to take this one. This one isn't going to go to 5. This one's probably going to go to 4. Winthrop is just that strong. They proved it against Wake Tech, if I'm not mistaken. They know. Actually, no, it was NC State who had to go to 5 against Wake Tech, but that's on a Wake Tech team that's a little bit weaker towards the beginning of the season. This is Winthrop, for crying out loud. This is the second best team from last season, the team that took down UNC Charlotte, not only in the playoffs last year, but also this season in the regular season. It's going to be Winthrop all the way.
You guys, I like Rocket, like big fan of him. I love Cody, what he's doing at NC State, but this one's Winthrop all day long. I think it's a sweep 3-0 Winthrop. That's my take. And Nate, you'll be happy to know that Twitter agrees with me. 72.2% on Winthrop's side, only 27.8% on NC State's side. So
Absolute haters.
So eat it. Now let's get to the side stream where me and Ralph will actually be casting. I believe is correct. Regardless, do me a favor right now. Open up another tab. Go and copy twitch.tv/C3 Esports League. Go to another browser. Go ahead and add a 2 to that. And go and follow that channel because that's where the B stream is here for C3. Please do not miss it. Please give us a follow. It helps us out big time. Number 1. Number 2, if you want to see where your teams are playing and it's not on the main stream, it might be there. So go ahead and follow that channel while we got you there. Side stream match number 1 at 7 p.m. So in the next 5 minutes or so. So we better wrap this up as we got a special announcement in just a sec we'll get into. Coastal Carolina versus Wake Tech. We got to go super fast this time. Nate, who do you have for Coastal Carolina versus Wake Tech?
I think Coastal can upset here. I'm gonna give Coastal one last ride. I was kind of saying they have a rough rest of their season, but I'm gonna say Coastal. I think another game 5. Let's see what happens.
All right, I dig it. All right, Flamingo, you're next.
Wake Tech in 4.
Wake Tech in 4, and Ralph, who you got?
Nate, why do you think is going to be Coastal taking this one? I don't think they even stand a chance on this one. This is going to be a 3-0 sweep from Wake Tech. They've already proven they can go toe-to-toe with NC State, one of the top 4 teams. And I do think they're just going to absolutely clobber Coastal today.
Dang, Coastal Carolina is also that 3-0 mark in series played. So that doesn't matter, though. I think Wake Tech wins this one, too. I think it's a little bit closer. I think it goes to 4 in this one. But this time, Twitter is actually going to be on Nate's side. 55.6% say Coastal Carolina versus Wake Tech at 44%.
It was 50-50 earlier.
Somebody's waiting. Last one, 8 p.m. Is Elon facing off with NCA&T. Nate, you go first.
I think Elon takes it. Honestly, I think if Elon can find their stride in here, these two teams are both 0-3. So it really can be anybody's game. And Elon, they're vibey enough to be able to take it. I would say Elon in maybe 4. Maybe
Right.
4.
Gotcha. Flamingo.
I think A&T. I think they sweep. Honestly, I think it's 3-0, 3-0 for A&T.
Split desk, dude. Ralph, you've had the pleasure of being the last one to go to split the difference in most cases, at least in the last couple. Ralph, who you got and why?
Oh boy.
Really
Yeah,
quickly.
this is gonna be a tough one. Because I do think Elon could play an upset here, but at the same time, I think it's gonna be NCAA to take this one. And I think it's only because they've proven to be able to go toe to toe. They went toe to toe a little bit with UNC Wilmington getting a game off of them, but I'm yet to see any impressive results actually from Elon. So it's gonna be NCAA probably gonna take this one. It might be in 4 or 5, but I think it is gonna be NCAA again.
Gotcha. All right. Well, both of those teams are looking for the first win of the season in matches played. So we wish them luck in their battle to get there. But this is usually when First Look ends. But that's not the case this time around. Is it, Nate? You got an announcement for us. What you got, buddy?
I have a few things I do want to say here, a few announcements. So first things first, I do want to just go ahead and explain what happened last week with the First Look podcast. Sorry we were not able to join you there, but it's because I'm now a father. Step over this way more into the center. I'm now a father. Woo!
Congratulations.
He's now sleeping. He just got done eating. So that is the reason that we were not able to do First Look last week because it kind of happened in the moment of 12 a.m. to 1 a.m. at Monday nights. I got a little distracted and couldn't do it. But second announcement here before we close out. Back to you, Bearlight. You're good now, honey. Go back to your show. Is C3 Championship. We will be returning for our final season at UNC Wilmington. The last attempt here at their UNCW Gaming Convention happening March 21st and 22nd. So put that in your calendar if you qualify. The gaming convention will be that weekend. C3 will be happening there once again. And then, we will be opening up a forum for any directors and stuff like that are interested in hosting future seasons at their arenas or venues on campus. So keep an eye out for that. If you have a director who might be interested, reach out to us because we want to kind of make it a little bit of a rolling tournament. Oh, hello, kitty. So yeah, there you go.
Sweet. Awesome. So we'll see you at UNCW. Make sure you plan it out. Even if your team, unfortunately, doesn't get there, we'd love to have you anyways. We got a lot going on. It's a great environment, so we'd love to have you there too. Last chance to open up the second stream. Again, that is twitch.tv/C3 Esports League 2. Open that up, follow it, so that way you're never missing a single matchup. So we've got games going on both channels, so park it here, and then also get that channel going on the other screen as well. And we will join you in just a bit. That concludes First Look, and C3 week number 4 starts right now. We'll be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the C3 Esports League, your premier league for esports in the Carolinas. We have some great matchups coming towards you guys today. But first, before we dive into that, I want to give a quick shout out to my co-host, the regular, the dynamic duo. We're back, Colson, and of course, my lovely duo, Somber.
What is going on, man? It's been a crazy week with CRL and now heading into Carolina Rocket League. I'm very excited to get back to some more normalcy. I feel like so far this season has had some expected surprises, but I feel like this matchup that we are kicking off with between UNCW and ECU might be a little bit more of a expected win here. But I'm still excited to see what ECU has on the table for us.
I completely agree with you. It is the battle of the Atlantic Coast, right on the edge. The Pirates versus the Seahawks. And I think I'm going to have to give the edge to UNCW for this one as well. We've seen them. They've come out strong in this season so far. We haven't seen ECU do anything too crazy. I believe they're 0-3 on this season. So this is a good proving ground against one of the top 8 teams in UNCW. But up until this point, I haven't been given a reason to pick them over UNCW. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
Yeah, I think that right now ECU is still at a point of showing what they have in store for us this season. So far, they haven't really shown anything. 0-9 through games played, 0-3 in those series. So right now, a test against UNCW, even if you're not able to grab the series win, if you're able to grab a game win against this UNCW squad, which is starting to pick up pace, starting to pick up a little bit of tempo and a little bit of momentum in the back half of this season here for spring, that will be a great showing, as we do already have kickoff here for game number 1. See what ECU does have in store for us tonight.
We have the UNCW Seahawks in the blue. We have the ECU Pirates in the orange. Wisdom trying to put one on. Goes for a double and immediately connects with a double off the backboard, making it 1-0. Beautiful play, popping it back up to himself, getting it by 2. Jerbear, not enough boost in the tank, and he makes it 1-0, just under 30 seconds in to game number 1. And we are diving away into the second kickoff. This is kind of what we expected coming from this series, and we haven't been given a reason to doubt that this is going to be the script that Nate wrote out for us today. This one's left for Wissam. Gangi trying to get there, but it does not connect. Jerber able to scoop it up, but Wissam there with a quick beat. He gets it around another. Dom trying to get a shot. He gets it by 1, but didn't have the angle on that one. Gangi now around 1 from the corner. Reticle to intercept. Reticle looking for a teammate down mid, but Cabbage able to knock this one out and away. Wissam pops it to the wall. Not enough boost to follow up on this one. This could be dangerous. Gangi with a great dive on 0 boost, putting this ball into the blue corner. Somber, what are we seeing from this opening minute of gameplay that you like from either of these teams?
Well, right now, I think the most apparent thing is the just inherent speed difference from UNCW. ECU is starting to warm up to it. We're seeing earlier goes, but a beat there from Reticle, still being speedy to the ball. UNCW, that is going to be their edge in this matchup. They may not have the mechanical ability that we expect from some of these higher level teams, but they're going to be able to beat you with pace. A quick beat there from Wissam, and they go ahead and find their second, and the second also for UNCW. A nice clean passing play. Reticle dishes it right back out mid, and again, you're just that extra step faster than that last man on defense, and you knock it home. Great play coming out from the Seahawks.
Wissam doubling up on his own goals and doubling up the goals for the Seahawks. They're now 2-0 with just over 3 minutes remaining. Reticle clears this one out far. This one does get 50 by Cabbage back to the midfield, but Reticle is there to scoop it up. Now he takes it, gets it by 1, trying to be Jerber, but Jerber has a touchdown. Cabbage able to follow up on this one. Wissam taking the ball. Dom gave him a little bit of space. He gets a great 50. Jerber is out of position, and this one scoops into the back of the net. Wissam with a hat trick and taking the lead 3-0 over the Pirates.
Yeah, less than 2 minutes is all it is needed here for Wissam to find their hat trick, and it's just speed. There's nothing really too flashy. It's just you're playing good fundamental Rocket League. You're getting the touches that you need to. You're putting shots past the defense, and you're able to get to the ball just that extra step quicker. I think that's what UNCW is going to have in spades over this ECU team. They're going to need a lot going into the next one, or even if they want to try and come back through this one, as they still have over half the game left, they're going to have to up the tempo, but not try not to speed yourself out of your own shoes, not get caught up in the plays, not get caught up in the overcommits, and still try to stay home and still try to keep a baseline gameplay. But this pressure that starting to build here from Reticle to no boost to really keep up with the play. Dom sitting at the midfield, just going to go ahead and pop another one. Jerbear, no boost back, will get a pop over one. And Wissam quick to it, soft shot, and a nice clear out. Maybe a counter attack available, but Reticle, again, quick to the punch they are, keeping this one contained on the orange half.
This one popped in from Dom. Gangi able to get the beat on this one, putting it back towards midfield. Reticle tries to get a pinch, but gets 50'd out by Cabbage. This one pops back in. Jerbear trying to push this one down into the blue half, but it's no use. No boost. Reticle pops this one out for a no boost Wissam, but it is touched away to safety. Great 50 comes out in the mid from Cabbage. He leaves this one for Gangi. Gangi going for a reset. He gets it, gets the shot, but he puts it right off the post. I like what I'm seeing from the Pirates there. Even though they're down 3, they're trying to get their mechanics warmed up. They're trying to get something going, a spark that their team desperately needs going into week 4 of this season. Gangi looking mid. Cabbage puts this one wide yet again. Now Reticle pack over to Wissam. Wissam tries to fake this one out. Reticle able to scoop it up, looking for a redirect, but he can't connect on it. Demo comes out. This could be dangerous for the Pirates, but Gangi does well to pop this one to the safety of the corner. Flick over one. Reticle to intercept in midfield. And just over a minute left. We have seen all Seahawks so far on the scoreline, but we are seeing this ECU squad start to pick up the pace a little bit and get onto the blue half.
Yeah, so far they had about a minute and 45 seconds where they were able to put up some threatening shots. Another one, Reticle will be able to return back to the play and get that one cleared out. But they're able to get quick little shots here and there. They may not be as threatening as they would like, that one being the first real opportunity they had, but they're starting to get that confidence, starting to build up a game plan on how to get into this blue half. And scramble back defense is looking nice as well. Jerbear has a transition play available, using some of that boost, realizes they're not going to be able to catch up to that ball. Go ahead and let this one play through. Cabbage back out Jerbear. Jerbear puts a shot. Dom diving save. Will secure it. Under 30 seconds to go. Gangi second touch. Maybe the angle, but a great save coming out from Reticle. Jerbear follow-up shot. Top bins, bar down, and shot after shot. They're getting the shots to fall through, but nothing to hit the back of the net. They look to wrap out this game. They get back to their own half and go ahead and just try to reset mentally. Maybe one for the road off a solo play. Gangi with a 50 down. Jerbear up. A good 50 from Reticle will keep this contained in orange territory. Gangi pop back up. Jerbear underneath will try to keep it alive, but the touch goes wayward. Reticle shot over one. Backboard opportunity for Wissam. Not able to find a fourth to their name, but UNCW pull out the game win. And you watch the first half of this game, would say convincingly, but ECU kind of put them on their heels in that back half.
Yeah, they absolutely did. ECU actually outshot UNCW, which is surprising to say, but the only stat line that truly matters when it comes to the end of these games is the big number at the top of your screen, and UNCW had more of that. They took game number 1 3-0, and like you said, that opening half of the game was all Seahawks. They had 3 shots and 3 goals coming out from Wissam. There was 1 assist, so Wissam was going crazy against this ECU defense. But we did see some hope and some glimmer in the eyes of the Pirates. They're looking for gold, but unfortunately, all they struck was the post in that opening game. So hopefully they're going to get back into it. I'm imagining that their shooting accuracy will get dialed in a little bit more because that was game number 1. This is a new team. There's probably still a little bit of nerves, getting used to how the other team plays, how your own team plays as well. So we're just hoping that they can jump back into this one and turn those 6 shots at least into a goal and get themselves on the board.
Yeah, I think that it really took them that first half of just kind of understanding what this UNCW team is about and what they could get away with. And they started to test the waters. They were already down 3-0, so why not be a little bit more aggressive? But I think that it has been shown that you can play up a little bit more, play for these shots, play for these follow-ups, and not be punished as heavily as you may think. So here, I expect a very different ECU squad to come out swinging, and they already do, trying to build up this early pressure.
Gangi does get a 50, keeping it in the blue half. Jerbear turning on it. He gets the pop over one, but Dom is waiting for it. Great force coming out from Wissam. He is met at midfield, though. This one popped back over, looking for a teammate. Reticle tries to take it up the wall. A little bit of an awkward touch, but he is able to bail himself out of it, looking mid for a teammate. Cabbage can't get to this one. Reticle now with a full tank of boost pops this one down off the corner, but Wissam gets dunked out by Gangi, and back the other way we go. Mistouch here, a couple of whifties on this one. This one now popping awkwardly in front of the net. Cabbage does get a good 50. Dom whiffs on this one, but Wissam is able to keep this one close and pop it over the diving challenger from the Pirates. This has been a lot more pressure than I've seen from ECU in this game. Gangi getting it around everyone, but it's just a little bit off target. That would have been the highlight play to start the fire of the Pirates. But now that you haven't capitalized, the Hawks are going to come the other way. Wissam trying to do it again, trying to prove his magic. He got 3 in the first game, trying to go for a 4th in this series, but it looks like this attack might stagnate from the Seahawks, and it gets sent away.
Reticle gonna go ahead and just opt to go around on that back wall. Wissam now, a little bit of boost left from the tank, looking for that corner. Actually decides to just play ball, and the good choice as Reticle was there, but no shot available. Pass back to Dom. Launch off that sidewall. Reticle is up, shoots it right over the top of Jared Bear on the back line. And UNCW, despite a sluggish start to kick off this game too, they go right back to where they were in the last game, scoring first.
And that's what's different about this UNC squad compared to this ECU squad. They capitalize on almost all of the opportunities that they are given, especially against teams that they should be beating. We've seen plenty of opportunities from the Pirates in these opening 2 minutes, but they've just sent it wide or sent it off the post yet again, and they gotta dial those in if they want a chance of taking this series against such a consistent team in the Seahawks. And here they come again. Wissam gets a beat, pops it off the corner, looking for Dom. Dom pops it off the backboard, but Gangi able to scoop it up. He drops it awkwardly in front of net. Reticle half flips it back to the wall, leaves it for Wissam. Gangi gets a great beat though, and now Reticle going to have to dive back and make the save. Cabbage trying to press the issue. This one pops down, but Reticle able to send this one into the opposite corner. Now here comes the attack from the Seahawks, but a great presence and pressure in the midfield from the Pirates stagnates this one. A lot more even of an affair in this game. It's 1-0 after the opening half instead of 3-0. We're going to have to see if the Pirates can capitalize on these chances. Now Dom misses on this one, and Gangi able to put it into the back of the net. Just as I spoke it into existence, the Pirates tie it up at halftime.
There's a little bit of a miscue on the back line from Dom. A good 50 coming out from Wissam, and Dom just not able to find that final touch. Maybe not expecting it to be that fast, but a goal is a goal. You'll take the tie game here heading into the second half. Dom off the ceiling just concedes to Wissam, but maybe a little bit of a late commit. Cabbage fakes the shot for Gangi. Maybe a solo play, trying to bait out the defense, goes high on the follow through. Cabbage again, good 50, back out off the back wall. Jer Bear tries same spot, but not as much oomph behind it, so this one will linger out. Gangi, 50 against Reticle. Wissam downfield, trying to rip a shot. Reticle has enough boost. We'll drop down the pass to Dom. Nice intercept from Gangi. They have 28 boost in the tank. Jared Bear over on the other side, flip, reset over one, looking for the bump, almost connects, but Reticle dodges the bump and gets the save. That's their third here in game number 2, and they are playing hero ball on the back line. Now looking to get the lead back off the counter. It was a little bit too high off the ball, wanted that ceiling reset down, but instead they have to try to draw up a new game plan off their back end. Maybe a shot coming through. Gangi will be just far right, and now Dom on the solo play looking to get things back on track here for the Seahawks.
Wissam fakes out another one. Dom bumps his teammate. I think he thought he was going for a pinch, but unfortunately he couldn't connect on that one. Whiff from Reticle could be an opportunity for the Pirates. Gangi pressuring the issue, leaving it for Cabbage. Cabbage can't get the angle on that one, but Jared Bear can. Jared Bear trying to put this one in. Wissam with a save. Gangi up early and saved away. What a save coming out from Wissam on the goal line. That was a phenomenal defensive stand from the Seahawks. I felt that surely the Pirates were going to slot that one, but the Hawks fly high. Jer Bear and Cabbage both go for the same ball. I've seen a little bit of miscommunication coming from this ECU squad, and Reticle trying to punish, but saved away from Gangi. Wissam whiffs on this one. Reticle 50s this one out mid. Dom with trying to get something going, fakes out Cabbage, leaves it for Wissam, but he dunks him out. This is an interesting game plan we're seeing from the Seahawks right now as we dive into the last 30 seconds of regulation.
Yeah, just a few couple miscommunications. Dom going to be sent to the scrapyard for that play, and Wissam will be able to go and put this one downfield. Fake the shot. Reticle looking for the angle. Goes backboard for pass instead. Dom is there. Wins out the 50-50. We'll go ahead and finally get the lead back for UNCW. They've been trying these backboard passing plays. Jer speed flip. Doesn't make contact. And Dom able to just beat that one out and get the lead right back. 19 ticks left to go.
And just like that, the Seahawks are back on top. Dom delayed his shot just a little bit to give himself a favorable 50, but here come the Pirates. Great bump on the back line. Jer didn't go. That was the opportunity the Pirates needed to capitalize on. Down one with less than 10 seconds remaining. Cabbage trying to press the issue, but a great beat from Reticle Wissam just trying to get in the way and does. Double commit yet again from the Pirates. Jer trying to solo play, but who else but Reticle to make the save, put it down, and give the Seahawks a 2-0 lead in the series.
Right now, if I'm ECU, I am gutted. Back-to-back double commits that go ahead and lead to the win here for UNCW. Just if they're able to get these little plays down and get the little mistakes kind of washed away, this could be a much more interesting game. It already was in game 2, but feels like that was theirs to win and they let it slip away. UNCW just made enough plays, and Reticle, it was quickly on the scoreboard, but 6 saves to their name. That man was holding it down on the back line. Absolutely insane.
UNCW with 8 saves, but there were 12 shots coming out from ECU. But if you do the math there, that should have been 4 goals instead of the 1. That means at least 3 of those were put off target, and those were the chances that the Pirates need to capitalize on to beat this UNCW squad. 3 shots only from UNCW. They did not have much offense in that game. It was an ECU smothering. They were hounding the ball, but still they came out on top because they were able to take their chances when they got them, capitalize on them, and take the win late. But ECU does look a lot better, but yet again, I have to say, you got to tighten up, guys. You have so many shots, so many opportunities, but yet only 1 goal. Shooting 1 for 12 is not good enough to beat the Seahawks. I don't know what the Seahawks will change in this game because they took the win, but this could be the game the Pirates win because UNCW feels confident right now, and they should, but if you let that slip, let that confidence kind of get into your head, especially with all the shots we've seen, this could be a dangerous game. The Pirates could come out and stomp if UNCW don't figure something out and get the ball out of their own half.
While I do agree, I think that right now, the way ECU looks, I'm not quite scared enough for a potential reverse sweep here if I'm UNCW. Yeah, you want to keep the foot on their necks. You want to go ahead, seal this out in a sweep, stay aggressive, and hit those shots, not go crossbar out. But if you're continuing to apply pressure like this, goals will fall through. You have a winning enough formula, and I think if you just, get back and execute on a few of those plays, you'll be able to find another win. But of course, they want to win in dominating fashion against this ECU team. Reticle over the top, dunked out by Cabbage. Be gangy, but actually Dom does find the touch pass, just that extra little bit of speed I was talking about in game number 1, and now Wissam looking for no boost flip pass out. Now everyone back. Nice cut from the midfield from Wissam, and now Reticle in that corner, soft touch, trying to play possession. Now looking for a bump. Jer is up, but burns through all their boost, grabs that corner can. Now Gangy in a tough spot. Wissam not able to make contact. Reticle down below to keep the play going. And UNCW, they're not getting the goals in, but they're okay with the pressure that they're building now, trying to kill time. Know that they have the ability to score at least a couple on this ECU team, and not really worried about scoring the first early here.
This one gets 50 away. Dom will scoop it up. He gets it by Cabbage, but Jer is there. Awkward pop up in the air. Reticle trying to get a double on this one and does. He gets the beat, but he has no boost. Maybe looking mid for a teammate. He fakes one out. Jer pops this one out for Cabbage, but it gets 50 away. Another double commit coming out from these Pirates. Cabbage with a great beat over the midfield line. Gangy, low boost, still dives for it. Gets this one over. Reticle hugging close post, able to get this save. Jer whiffs on this one. Double commit from the Seahawks. This could be dangerous, but of course it's Reticle in the back of the net with the save. The Seahawks have also, I think, passed their number of shots from the last game. So they did what I asked. They've changed something up. They have 4 shots, but they don't have a goal quite yet. And with Gangi on the ball like that, it's not hard to see why. Gangi gets a great dunk in the corner and gives the Pirate the lead just over halftime.
A double jump beat over one and then free-flipping off the corner to go ahead and dunk the last man. Nice little movement tech coming out from Gangi to get the first on the board here for ECU. Halfway through the game as well, but do anticipate UNCW are going to take that one personally. Reticle now looking for bumps, demos galore. He does find a couple, but save comes through, and the opportunity now gone by the wayside as Cabbage. 7 boost, but able to carry it to the midfield line. Wisdom does have to go. They have no resources. They find a bump, trying to clear a lane for their teammates. Reticle will go ahead and cut this one. 50 against Jer. Bear finds its way into the corner. Trying to speed flip their way around. Centering ball. Gangi gets gifted possession. Throws it right into Wissam. Wissam down below. Jer Bear trying to get that one out. Only able to move the ball laterally. And now Cabbage back on the play. Looking for a bump on the follow-up. Reticle will go early. Bump on Wissam. And they're just trying to keep this one contained, at least at the midfield, trying to win the battles when they can. Cabbage now looking for ceiling. Wissam again dunked out on that early go. Reticle beat underneath by Jer Bear, and they're just happy playing time here in their own half, knowing that they can go ahead and shore up the defense, but UNCW are going to continue to try to attack through these corners.
And attack through the corners they have. Reticle going around the corner now, trying to get it to Wissam, but it is 50 to out to safety. This one kept in by Reticle. Wissam turning yet again, but saved by Jer Bear. This UNCW offense has become relentless, but they are not as efficient as they were in the opening 2 games. Gangi, no boost, trying to get this one around. He does get the 50 for Cabbage. Cabbage gets the beat on one, but it stays in the corner. Cabbage looking for a bump on last back. 2 players really low boost on the side of the Seahawks. Jer Bear can't sneak this one by him, though. Now, Dom, no boost, leaves it for Wissam with a full tank. Wissam going downfield, trying to make magic happen like he did in game number 1. This one, awkward pop out. Dom sends it off the backboard, but no one there for the follow-up just yet. Wissam tries to get this one through, but Gangi gets a great 50 in front of the net. 30 seconds remaining, and this game has looked very strong from the Pirates. We have seen UNCW on a lot of the attack, but they just haven't been able to capitalize. And I think a large part of that is that the Pirates are keeping the ball a lot closer to their cars instead of sending it away for a dangerous UNCW squad. That one causing me to stutter a little bit of awkwardness in front of the net, diving into the last 10 seconds. Pirates trying to make a last stand to take a game off the Seahawks, but this could be dangerous. Dom with the beat, 3 seconds left. Wissam needs a quick shot, gets a demo, saved up into the corner. Dom now trying to keep it up, 0 second row. Gangi trying to put it down, but Reticle will be there to scoop it up. He gets it over 1, gets it over 2. Cabbage last back, no boost. He is able to get the pop. Dom going to turn on this one. He whips, and ECU able to take game number 3 against the Seahawks.
The rough one, kind of the reverse of what happened to ECU on their 0 second equalizer attempt. Just maybe some miscoms, just nothing really going their way when they're trying to keep the ball up. They got a good play, but better defense from ECU. And I think the main thing is, whatever it is, ECU found confidence on defense. So many low boost 50s of just, if I get beat here, my team is completely SOL, but they were able to win them. And confident, aggressive challenges on your own half can be a momentum killer. UNCW did everything that they could. They had 6 shots to their name, but no goals. The shooting efficiency wasn't there. They're not able to put anything threatening enough, because when they get close enough to put a shot on, yeah, it registers as a shot, but then it's a 50-50 dunk over the top of your head. So trying to maybe incorporate a little bit more passing plays, something through the skies, try something to go ahead and get that momentum back on your side, because ECU just put them in a box.
Absolutely did, and we can see that. They weren't nearly as efficient as they could be. I believe a timeout was called by this UNCW squad, so clearly they were rattled by what they saw from ECU. They couldn't get through that defense, like you said, and on the other side, ECU really tightened up against this UNC squad. They had 5 shots in total, and UNCW made 4 saves, so the only goal that went in that game was great from the Pirates. They didn't have their outlandish 12 shots that they had in game number 2. They dialed it in just a little bit, and they were able to squeak one by. Everything was on target, and it worked out for them in the end. And I really liked what I saw from the Pirates in that game. It kind of, dare I say, felt a little NRG-esque as we saw last season, right? Where they'd go up by 1, and then they would just hunker down on defense. I don't know if it's to the degree of the world champions, but it was quality nonetheless. Good enough to get the win against the team that they're facing. And at the end of the day, Somber, that's all that you can ask for from a team.
Yeah, very much so. And yeah, again, I don't know if I agree quite to the degree of NRG, but it's a valid meta. And if it's something that you have in your tool bag, why not try to use it, especially when it's do or die time? You're looking down the barrel of a sweep. You come out, you grab that one goal. You decide to just continue to play confidently, feel like you're up by a million. And it worked out for them. But now they have to contend with a UNCW team that just took a timeout. They're going to settle their nerves a little bit and go ahead and lock back in, hopefully. Or maybe I might eat my words at the top of that last game where I said I don't think ECU is a reverse sweep threat, and they get one back and force us to Champs Field here for game number 1. But we will see as we are heading into the first minute of game number 4, and UNCW now having to face a little bit of adversity on their own half, but clear out. Gangy will go ahead and alleviate that pressure, go ahead and set up some offense here in the orange half.
Again, I like what I'm seeing from ECU. They're taking their time on their touches, but now UNCW is starting to rush those. They are taking a little bit too much time, and I like what I'm seeing there in that instance from Gangy. He's getting the beat on one now. He's taking his time, but still getting it past one. This one popped up into the corner. Jeremy with a shot, saved away, awkward in front of net, saved again by UNCW. Dom putting on his best showing, trying to keep this one scoreless, and does. He pops this one awkwardly, though. Reticle has a full tank of boost, trying to get the beat. He gets the flick on one. Jerbear pops this one off the inside corner and able to keep this one scoreless. Gangy with a fake on Dom. A low boost total coming out from this ECU squad. Cabbage, the only one with boost, trying to take over, but gets dunked out by Reticle. Dom trying to get a quick shot on, and of course, he's going to slot it through all 3 ECU defenders. It looks like the Seahawks are back in action.
Yeah, again, just another quick dump off. You catch the defense on low boost and put a center of net where they can't get it. This is what they did in game number 1 to dominate that opening half, was just dished off to a teammate that has a nice angle, and they're able to have good enough placement to go ahead and put it past the defense. Good first goal here, but it might be a response as Gangy, now looking downfield, Reticle on no boost gets dribbled. They opt for the boost over the ball for Gangy, and they go ahead and starve out Reticle, make things a little bit more tricky here on defense. With some low boost, early jump, Gangy underneath 1, but 2 defenders get back. Reticle will be credited with the save. They now topped off the tank, and they look to go through the skies. Clean air dribble in. They use the bar for safety. That's a second here for the Seahawks.
Reticle showing off the mechanics, gets a beat over Jared Bear, gets a beat over Cabbage, and dunks it on Gangy's head. What a beautiful play from UNCW. It looks like they're getting back into the swing of things. They remembered that they can just out-mechanic, outspeed this ECU squad instead of playing to their level. And I think that slow pace really favors ECU because they can play the beat a lot more effectively that way. Now Gangy trying to speed things up, gets it by 1, pops it off the corner, looking for someone mid, but no one able to be there. Jerbear no boost back, but Cabbage should be able to scoop this one up and does. Jerbear now is going to be called on, but Dom gets the beat on low boost. Cabbage pops this one to the safety of the corner where Gangy scoops it up. Pop to himself, tries to get it by Reticle, but Reticle is a blue wall in this game. Great bump on the last back. Wissam able to pop this one into the back of the net. Great offensive pressure coming out from the Seahawks.
Yeah, again, it's just right back to the first game. It's basically a carbon copy. I think you maybe had 17 more seconds on the scoreboard at this point when they scored their third. And it was also, that game was just all Wissam. This time it's everyone on the side of UNCW. But it's, again, just back to formula. It's back to basics here for UNCW, and it is working against ECU. They're going to try their best to show a little bit more of that aggression that we saw, especially on the defensive side of the ball last game here for ECU, but it may be too little too late. They do have a second touch. Gangy, maybe an open net. Reticle, low boost. Dom will go ahead and cut back. Use up all of the resources in their tank to get this one out. Wissam downfield looking for Dom. He does get a little bit of a touch back out mid, and another progressing touch from Wissam. just to delay this ECU team that extra little bit. Second touch for Gang will be off target. Had the open net opportunity. Could have been a starter here in the final minute 45 to get a comeback, but that one will go by the wayside.
I'd like to give credit to the Seahawks on that defensive stand because I don't know if you guys can see it, but they had no boost for what felt like 45 seconds. I don't know if boost matters, but Reticle was able to get the save on this one. Great bump coming out. The pressure from ECU is starting to get there, but even on no boost, they couldn't get one in. It's hard to imagine that when UNCW has full tanks of boost on each of their players, that they're going to be able to squeak one by. Wissam now clears this one downfield. Jerbear is going to be called on here. He does get a great touch over Reticle. Trying to follow up on it, but can't. Dom tries to put this one on. Looking for Wissam, and Wissam with the follow-up, able to make it 4-0. 2 goals from him in this game. He's looking a lot like he did in game number 1.
Yeah, again, it's just right back to basics, back to their structure that UNCW is trying to implement. And they're dominating yet again. Minute 5 on the clock. ECU now trying their best to just make this one look a little bit prettier on the stat sheet. It feels like this game has 100% slipped away from them. It seemed somewhat doable at the halfway mark, but now with less than a minute to go, it looks like this is going to be all but done here for the Seahawks.
This one popped over. Now Gang gets a touch, trying to beat Wissam, but can't. Wissam a little more aware to these soft touches, trying to pass him back to himself. Reticle now scoops this one back up, trying to pop it over Jerbear. Jerbear gets an awkward touch, but he does keep it midfield. He does try to go for this one, but he whiffs on the touch. Goes again and gets this one. Great bump from Dom, giving Wissam a little bit more space to work with. He pops this one around 1, tries to get a 50 on Cabbage to a little bit of an own goal, but he can't make that one happen. Reticle off the ceiling, gets dunked by Cabbage. Dom trying to put one on, but he puts it just a little bit wide. Wissam keeping the pressure on Reticle, shooting on target, and of course he's going to slot that one in. It is now 5-0 for the Seahawks with 10 seconds remaining. I think this series is as good as over.
Yeah, done and dusted. Maybe find a kickoff, get one for the road. Like I said, to make it look a little bit nicer on the stat sheet, but it's been over for a while here with this ECU team. UNCW came out and they utterly dominated this final game and really showed that game 3, it was 1-0. You did get one for the road. Okay. You at least get one. You don't have another 0 for 12 shooting performance, and I think that's all ECU can show here. I said at the top of this series, if ECU can grab a game to just not go 0-12 to start off the first 4 weeks, I would count that as a successful week here. And they went ahead and did that. ECU, they grab a little bit of momentum, show that they can hang at least to a degree in a lobby with a team like UNCW, who is looking to make that land push. And GG's all around, but UNCW just the better team on the night.
Yeah, they absolutely were, and they showed it. This is a LAN team from last season, so ECU should be proud that they were able to take one game off of them. But, of course, I have to give congratulations to this UNCW squad. Reticle, in particular, he was playing out of his mind defensively and was doing it both ways on offense, shooting 2 for 3, 2 assists on almost every goal in that last game. We will end up getting an interview with one of the players from UNCW. I believe we will get Wissam in here eventually. So while he gets that ready, Somber, what do you think that you really liked coming from this UNCW squad, and was the reason you think that they were able to take this game in the end?
I think the main thing was the timeout. 1-0 and you're going 0 for 6 when you've been shooting around 60 to 80% through the first 2 games. Should have been a sweep, but you let things get away from you a little bit. Timeout, go ahead and settle the nerves. I think that the other big thing was just speed. They were quicker to a lot more 50-50s, a lot more touches, and they were able to win out that kind of midfield battle just the little bit more that they had to, and it led to them winning. I think that if UNCW, I know that they're a new roster, they're still trying to find some familiarity. If they're able to build on this and keep this level of play more consistent, not having to rely super heavy on mechanics, but just being a speedy team, a quick team, that is what sets apart a top 8 versus a top 4 to 6 team at a LAN. So if they can continue to build on this, the speed is going to keep them a very dangerous team.
Absolutely. And ECU, I know we are talking a lot about UNCW. They have a lot to build on and they have a strong foundation. ECU have something to build on as well. They, like
Yeah.
you said, didn't go 0 and 12. They are now 1 and 11. They played better in this series than they did across the first 3 series in their time in this spring split. So, a big congratulations for them on that win. It was a deserved win. We saw them have a lot of pressure, a lot of offense throughout this series, and they were able to hone in on that and get their win in that game number 3. A gentleman's sweep, as you so expertly called earlier, reverse sweep was not in the cards for the Pirates. UNCW take that series 3-1. We're going to send to a quick break and we'll be back with an interview. Nope, never mind. No break. I'm getting that one's on me, Prod. We're actually going to jump into a quick interview with one of the UNCW players. So he's getting pulled into the lobby with us right now, and we'll be able to ask him a couple of questions that I know you guys are dying to hear. Zam, welcome to the stream. Congratulations on your win over the Pirates. The first question I got to ask, how you feeling after that victory?
Feeling pretty good. A little bit of a rough game for that loss, but we closed it out well. Feeling really, really good here with the boys in person, so it's feeling really good.
And you guys played really well as a team in that game. You yourself played phenomenal in throughout that series. Specifically in game number 1 for me, you scored a hat trick. You got the only goals for your team. What do you think the environment of this UNCW squad and kind of the aura around this team does to give you that confidence to go out there and play at your best?
Main thing I would say is Reticle. He's a great captain. He puts us in the right direction, and honestly brings me a lot of confidence. And Dom as well, our new guy. I think bringing our chemistry together is a really big thing that he does.
And I don't want you to necessarily have to leak comms here, but what was kind of just the general vibe and the gist of what happened during that timeout? Because you guys went from going 0 for 6 and losing a 1-0 tight game, despite feeling like you had a ton of offense, to then 5-1ing in game 4 to seal things out. It seems like quite the turnaround to end the series.
Yeah, our coach Hot Dog, he kind of told us to hey, be less serious. Don't take this kind of as a job. Have fun with it. Have fun with each other, and just play however you feel comfortable. Kind of just get in the game and not think too much about it.
Sounds like the have fun meta is back in full swing, especially after that
Oh
timeout. And
yeah.
I'm happy to hear that it's back. Before we actually do end up sending it to a break, shout out Prod. I'm gonna ask you one more question. Do you have any shout outs that you want to make personally to the production team, to your team, or anyone else?
Yeah, shout out Reticle, obviously, for being a great captain. Dom, huge, great teammate. I love playing with him. Shout out to Hot Dog, obviously, he's a great coach. And shout out to Sluggish. I know he's a former teammate. He's watching. Miss you, bro.
Well, that will do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us on the desk. Again, UNCW able to take a 3-1 gentleman's sweep against the ECU Pirates. Don't go anywhere. We will be here with our second matchup of the night, UNCG versus Clemson. That one will be a banger. So don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
get my passport. Waiting for you, can't stop waiting for you. And I'm so close to breaking through. Won't stop waiting, waiting for you. Yeah, I pass out on your couch every Monday night. And we both know things like this only happen a couple of times. As long as we know. Yeah, a couple of texts from my therapist. I haven't been going in, now she's pissed.
My name is Nate, and I'm the founder of the C3 Esports League, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about why C3 was created and where it's going to be heading in the near future. So C3 was created with a few things in mind. The first one being bridging the gap between the Carolina esports community and the academic institutions and teams that compete within it. Originally, there were no local leagues or local competitions really for these teams to go out and compete against one another and really showcase what Carolina esports can be. The second thing was also to give these students and collegiate competitors opportunities to learn shoutcasting, broadcasting, league operations, and management, and honestly just getting that competitive feel and showcasing what they can do on a competitive stage. Unless you're one of the top 1% universities in the nation, a lot of these students don't even get those opportunities and the chance to really represent what they can do themselves. And the third thing was to really show what esports can do whenever it's backed by the community and what a grassroots organization can really do. That community backing is crucial for almost everything esports related. So if C3 is really trying to showcase a new era of esports and how it should be done with that backing of the community. Whether it's the players, whether it's the normal staff and volunteers helping us, or it's the institutions themselves, a league cannot survive without that community backing.
Hey y'all, Coach Sathy from NRG Esports here, and today I'm here to endorse C3 Esports and their objectives as an organization. As a former professional player and current head coach, I understand the needs of both professional players and competitive hopefuls alike, and C3 Esports has that extra developmental step that playing the game on its own will not provide. Soft skills such as honest and effective communication, teamwork, and working within a structure are just some of the benefits for those partaking in the league on both the playing side and the tournament organizing side. I hope those watching the video will research for themselves what C3 Esports is and engage with their mission. As a North Carolina native, I'm proud of what they've done, and I'm excited to see what they continue to do.
Hey everyone, it's Jen, also known online as Lemon Kiwi. I'm an esports commentator for over 10 years, and I wanted to show support for C3 Esports and all the work they do in the Carolinas, because this kind of grassroots platform is what makes esports actually grow. This gives an opportunity for students to have structure, real competition, and to develop before that big spotlight hits. And it's where players learn how to compete, how to communicate, how to take the game seriously. And that foundation is what turns passion into something sustainable. And it's not just about winning games, it's learning how to show up for your team to improve and to be responsible for something, to represent something bigger than just yourself. And I think what C3 Esports does is an amazing opportunity, a great platform, and I hope it gets all the support it needs.
And that's what I'm saying here, right? It's that C3 Esports exists to create real sustainable pathways for students, schools, and partners. We're not chasing trends. We're not chasing one-off activations. We're building infrastructure that allows communities to grow, to compete, to thrive long-term. That's what makes this different and why we see such a lasting impact in the community.
Hi, I'm Blake Mr. Epic Phillips, and leagues like C3 play a pretty pivotal role in the current and future state of collegiate esports, because at the moment, the disparity between top funded programs and programs that don't receive much, if any, funding at all is growing pretty rapidly. And so opportunities for players outside of the top 0.1% of a game's player base are starting to dwindle, and these are opportunities like playing on LAN, which is something that all collegiate esports athletes should have the chance to do at least once in their careers, or just playing in a league where they've got a reasonable shot at winning, or even competition to play against. And so the responsibility of hosting platforms like that has fallen on regional and local organizations like C3, and they do it on a level that is on par with a lot of professional organizations that receive serious amounts of funding and sponsorship. So it's seriously important that leagues and organizations like C3 at the regional local level stick around for as long as we want collegiate esports to prosper.
And also, big shout out to the C3 group. They have consistently been working in the background, and not many people pay attention to their league. We try our best to bring eyes to them because I love what they're doing. We love what they're doing. Nate also does a really good job of posting on Twitter all the time about it. Like, they're doing such a good job. And as a regional and as state-based leagues go, they are one of one.
Hi, my name is Josh Piccolo, better known online as Somber. I am a collegiate and professional Rocket League commentator and analyst. I want to take a moment to highlight the importance of the grassroots collegiate Rocket League circuits, especially here with C3. The role C3 plays in the growth of the collegiate scene by having highly competitive regional competition not only helps players develop locally, but nationally as well, now boasting 3 teams from the region who made the top 48 nationally. C3 also provides a great viewing experience for their fans, hosting weekly streams that give a professional feel and give a platform to these players to highlight their gameplay, and for giving fans a way to keep up with all the action week in and week out for the entire semester. The biggest opportunity that C3 provides for the students, staff, and programs is their unique LAN experience, giving players who otherwise may not have their shot to compete on stage a way to compete in person and in front of a live audience. All of these opportunities a league like C3 brings to the region are crucial not just for player development, but for staff, organizers, broadcasters, and the overall collegiate esports ecosystem. Leagues like C3 help build confidence, professionalism, and long-term pathways within Rocket League and esports as a whole. By investing in local talent and accessible competition, C3 has strengthened the region to have some of the best talent in the nation. It's elevated the level of play in the esport and has already helped shape the path forward for collegiate Rocket League in the Carolinas.
Hey folks, it's me, Spaceman. Today I just want to talk a little bit quickly about C3 Esports and the importance of grassroots programs. Look, I have been up and down the East Coast and across the country ever since I started working with small Tier 1 organizers, Tier 2 and Tier 3, all the way down the line. The most important thing we can tell you is that these grassroots communities are the heart and soul of what esports is all about. So the fact that leagues like C3 Esports currently exists in the Carolinas, it's built by grassroots folks for grassroots folks. It provides opportunities for students. That is the biggest boon here for your futures in esports. And all I can say is just support the program at the end of the day. Whether you talk about it, tweet about it, make content, involve yourself on the admin side, work as a commentator, or even play. At the end of the day, grassroots esports is made and funded through you, by you. And it all comes down to a community that's passionate at the end of the day. So if you want to be like the big dogs up here at the Tier 1 level, or even just go beyond, the best way to get involved in esports at the end of the day is to get involved at the local community level and build yourself up. So congratulations once again to C3 Esports for getting themselves involved in North Carolina, and I hope to see this program grow more strong in the future. And to all of you, good luck on your future careers.
Hello. This is Deadsy, the previous captain of the Wake Tech Eagles for Rocket League here, and I just wanted to talk about C3 and why it means so much to me personally, and more so to, I think, the whole esports scene for the collegiate platform. But C3 gives us an easy way to access such a hard-to-access scene, especially for collegiate players, where the skill gap is so massive that you can enter there as a champ player, you can enter there as a grand champ player, and there's still such a big gap between that and some of these top CRL teams. And C3 is a great segue to not only practice and scrim and get better, which everyone wants to do, but even start to win some prizes, get some money, get some funding, and get some more media attention, which is really what esports is all about. I think it's so important, not only just for North Carolina and South Carolina, but the country as a whole, to get more people involved in esports, get them playing more games, get some more exposure and where we really want to be with it. But C3, I think, was one of the best stepping stones that I've experienced in, my short Rocket League career. I don't play as much anymore, but it has some of the fondest memories that I have of Rocket League in general, just meeting the people, the staff, the events, the LANs. I still help out and go to them even though I don't compete anymore, if that tells you anything.
Now, with all that being said, I see C3 really showcasing what it can do and really becoming a staple of what esports can be in a localized region. Whether it's holding competitive events in the region or even possibly holding competitive festivals for esports, C3 is going to become an absolute monument to the change of the new era for esports.
This, my friends, this is what the future of esports looks like in the Carolinas. It's community driven, it's scalable, and it's built to last. If you're looking to support something that's actually making a difference, C3 is where it starts.
There's not much left to decide. You're the best thing from the psyche. You look left and to my right. If you see my face, would you build me up or break me down? You take shots when I'm not around. I hope that we make it this time, but if we don't, stare to worry about. My body waiting for your soul in the backyard, in the backyard. Yeah, I'll take you where you wanna go. Get my passport. Waiting for you, keep so waiting for you. I'm so close to breaking through. Don't stop waiting. swear it all fell to the ground, babe. And you like to move in silence, baby, so do I. This could either be hell or a paradise. Talking to your friends, baby, so do I. About you, we both know it's too late. I forgot I lied to you. We both know it's too late. I forgot I lied to you. Yeah. Who said we can't forget even if it don't last? Baby, when I get up in it, you forget the past. I'll make sure to cut all of the strings that get attached, and you make sure to call me every time you want me back. I love the way you say your name, say your name. And make me feel so Medicaid. Love the way you say your name, say your name. You like to move in silence, baby, so do I. This could either be hell or a paradise. Talking to your friends, baby, so do I. About you, we both know it's too late. I forgot I lied to you. We both know it's too late. I forgot I lied to you. Now we both know it's too late. I forgot I lied to you. Forgot I lied. Now we both know it's too late. I forgot I lied to you. Forgot I lied.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the C3 Esports League, the premier league for esports in the Carolinas. After a great round number 1 matchup between UNCW and ECU, we saw the Seahawks take a win 3-1 over the Pirates. But before I dive into our next matchup between UNCG and Clemson, I'd like to welcome Styx on to the desk. Styx, how you feeling today?
Pretty good. It's good to be back, honestly. I mean, it's been way too long since I've been on here. Ready to see some good rock get played tonight.
We are all excited to see some good rock get played, and I am excited for this matchup as well. Clemson, a team that had a great LAN last split back in the fall, and UNCG, who have improved since then. They also had a good start to their LAN, but unfortunately faltered a little bit towards the end. I'm very interested to see which team comes out on top. I'm going to ask you, Styx. I'm putting you on the spot here. I know. Who do you think has the edge in this matchup, and who do you think is going to take it?
Yeah, so I did a little bit of research before coming on. I have noticed that I think this semester Clemson has gotten a lot better. I'm not sure exactly what their shift was. I think it was this pickup of Enzo. But they've looked way more solid this semester since last time around. I haven't kept up on this UNCG team, but I'm going to err on the side of history and say that I think Clemson still is going to have a bit of an edge.
Absolutely. I've actually had the privilege of talking to a couple of the players, and they said that a lot of the time they were working on their mechanics. They felt that they were pretty confident in their team play, so they have been grinding on that, which could be why they feel so good this season. So we'll have to see if that can continue, but I do know the same holds true for this UNCG squad. I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset. I could see it happening, but I think I'm going to have to give the edge in this one, just like you, over to Clemson. I think they take this one 3-1, but again, I would not be surprised if there was something a little bit different that happened in the end, because this duo of Fatu and Nutella is a strong one, and I think they could come out on top if they play super well. Sticks, I know you said it's your first time getting back into this. I love being able to cast you the last time you were here. What are you hoping to see from this Clemson team to really put them over the edge against this UNCG squad?
I think the big thing I'm going to look at is I've looked at their last 3 games. All 3 of the past 3 matches that they've played so far, they were playing lower end teams in the division. I'd like to see them try to hold their rotations, not get complacent. I think they've played a couple teams that maybe weren't pushing them, so it's going to be interesting to see if, you know, that once they get a team that might be a little bit closer to their level, see exactly how they react to that. You know, if UNCG takes game 1, how does Clemson kind of bounce back for that? It's going to be interesting to see if they can, you know, if they really have that mental fortitude, or if they maybe fall apart a little bit if someone really challenges them.
I think that's a great point. What do you think this UNCG team needs to do to come away with the win in this matchup?
I think they have to get on them early. I think they need to show this Clemson team that they're here. They're not going to give them any quarter per se. They're going to be right on top of them. I think that is the formula for them to win. I don't think they can let Clemson get too into this. They're going to have to get them early, get them off balance.
Absolutely, and they can do it. Do not, if anyone is in the chat and is thinking that this will be a pushover matchup, you are mistaken, especially with this duo of Fatu and Nutella. Darkaz has been playing well throughout this split so far, so we'll have to see if he's able to come out on top. I'm going to be looking to Darkaz specifically because I think he's going to be the one that needs to step up for this UNCG squad, and he does immediately. He gets a great midfield challenge, but we're going to have to see if that comes to bite them, because Fatu misses on this one. Nutella able to pop this one over and around the net. Fatu will scoop it up, gets a flick, gets it by 2. A little bit of miscommunication coming out on the side of Clemson, but Nassau able to take this one to the ceiling and bail his team out of it, buying them just precious seconds on the clock. Fatu taking this one to net, looking for a double touch, but saved away by Nassau. He's done well in this opening 30 seconds defensively for this Clemson squad. Lilnut pops this one over. Nassau needs him in the midfield, trying to get it over Fatu, but Fatu able to get a good touch. A lot of midfield presence from both of these teams, and this is what I was hoping to see. Like you said, they need to come out strong. They need to come out fast, and we are seeing that. Fatu going for some demos, allowing Nutella to get a touch on the ball off the ceiling. Gets a 50 on the Nassau, but the follow is there. Low boost on Fatu. He's able to scoop up the back boost for his presence there. Beans and Lil Nut able to 50 this one out in the corner. Beans whistles on this midfield pass, and now time is being taken. This one 50 to over into the corner. And just after a minute, what are we seeing from each of these squads that you're starting to like?
Yeah, I'm liking the aggression out of Greensboro in the physical game. That's something that you're going to want to see with this team. As you mentioned, Clemson, they were very confident in their rotations, really trying to focus on their mechanical abilities. That's something I've noticed with Clemson in the past, is they've always seemed to have a really solid rotation, and it could kind of trip up teams that had a higher mechanical ceiling, but, you know, maybe were feeling off on the day, not quite as in sync. They could pick up those wins. But I think the demo bump game coming out of Greensboro is exactly what you're going to need to see, but they're going to have to start connecting, or Clemson is just going to shut them down. As Enzo off the backboard, Masau trying to drop it through, no one in net. Masau is going to find the upper 90 off the bounce shot.
And I think that Fatu was expecting a little bit quicker of a shot from Masau, but he just elected to drop it low. Fatu not enough boost, and that gives the lead to the Tigers. Just under 2 minutes of game time played. We're diving into the second kickoff. Darkaz will be able to scoop this one up. He gets bumped off the ball by Beans, but it's still a little bit awkward. Masau over to Enzo. Enzo trying to get a solo play going. Fakes the pop up, but he gets 50 to out low. Fatu gets it around Beans. We'll have to see if he can scoop it up. He gets the dribble, but he can't get it in. Darkaz trying to put one on net, but it's saved away by Enzo. Enzo gets it by Lil Nut, and this one back into the blue half. We see a lot of pressure getting alleviated by this Clemson squad, and it's right back on to UNCG. Fatu whiffs 50-50 on this one. He does get the beat, though, and he tries to push this one a little bit further down the field. UNCG does have some pressure, but I haven't seen anything too threatening from them yet.
Yeah, they had that one opportunity right there where I think it was Nutella pushed it all the way through the defense. They had a look on net, but just sadly no shot was able to really form out of it with any sort of power. That's the kind of opportunity that they're gonna need to connect on if they want to, you know, find their way in this series. Those opportunities are gonna be really few and far between.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of this is going to be credit to how team-oriented this Clemson squad is. UNCG is also known for being very team-oriented. I know that their coach and their staff and the team around there harps on that, trying to make sure that they play well together. And I've actually had the privilege of playing against Fatu and Nutella, or Lil Nut 6'7", as he's known on the pitch right now. And they are a dynamic duo. We're going to have to see if Darkaz can step up as the duo, and he can! Darkaz with the double touch. Duo doesn't matter because he can do it himself.
Absolute highlight reel from Darkaz. Coming off the top rope, sneaks it under Maysal, finds the bottom corner, and we're all tied up with 1.5 minutes left to go.
A great shot comes out from Darkaz. That's what I wanted to see from him. He is going to need to be the guy to put the shots in because Fatu and Nutella can do it, but they are going to try to set this guy up, work him into rotation.
Oh my God, what?
Are you kidding me, Nutella? That was crazy. Lil Nut 6'7" gets a pinch off the board and gives the lead to UNCG.
Oh, what? How does he get that much power? Where does that come from? Even Clemson addresses it. They don't even know what to think about that. You see nice shots in the chat. Everyone can't believe what they just saw.
Making something out of nothing. UNCG trying to do it again. Nutella puts it right off the post. But the pressure coming out from the Spartans. Their shields up, spears raised. They are taking it to the Tigers right now. Fatu trying to keep this pressure on. Pops this one to himself. Gets a reset. Trying to make a play happen. Fakes one. Pops it up for a teammate. But Massa will be the first one to reach it. Now going the other way. Massa low boost. Grabs the beans in the corner. It does get cleared away to the hands of Beans. He's trying to make something happen for the Tigers, but he didn't have enough in the tank to make something happen. Nassau pops this one mid, gets bumped off the ball by Nutella. Now Fatu has a little bit of time. He grabbed the boost, gets the bump. Darkaz taking his time on this one. Fakes the high, goes low, tries to get the pop up, but can't get it by. 30 seconds remaining, and the Spartans might just take this game number 1 away from the Tigers if this pressure continues.
I mean, it's like a switch was flipped when that double tap went, and all of a sudden, are they at a third?
Wow.
Oh my gosh! We were saying it's almost like a switch was flipped as that double tap went in. All of a sudden, Greensboro they just popped off in the last like 1.5 minutes.
Wide open net. Darkaz doesn't try to put it low to the corner. He doesn't play itself. He puts a screamer top bins, making this game 3-1. Tigers need something, and they need something now, but Darkaz will get to that ball quick. This one popped off the ceiling, and I believe the game is over, but not before Nutella puts another one into the back of the net, making it 4-1.
It's like the floodgates opened. I mean, Clemson's rotation completely fell apart here in the last 1.5 minutes of the game. They seemed so in control in the early half. And I mean, just the mechanical prowess that was just put on display here in the last 1.5 minutes was ridiculous.
It absolutely was, but it's not done. Reset low, and this game goes to UNCG. Absolutely phenomenal display, and Darkaz steps up huge, topping the team. He had 6 shots, 2 goals, and there were 4 scored by UNCG. 11 shots on the board for the Spartans to the 1 lone shot from the Tigers. That game was all UNCG. Sticks, what do you got to say about that? Because this is not what I was expecting.
Well, I mean, if you're Clemson, there's one good thing that came out of this game. You're shooting 100%. Unfortunately, you're getting outshot by 10 every game, and that's really not. I just saw that pinch again on the replay. That just I need to watch that again later. That was insane. I don't understand how he got that to work, but I mean, just the amount of pressure was just crazy.
It absolutely was. And I know being a USC fan, you take a little bit more joy watching this Clemson squad get beat by the Spartans. So we're going to have to see if they can respond well in this game number 2. I don't think they were expecting the speed, the pace, the mechanics coming out from UNCG, and they're going to have to respond in kind with their own. We might see a strong game from them. We need to see more than one shot on the board if they want to get back into this one. Now, Nutella pops this one off the ceiling, looking for Fatu. The dynamic duo popping it off the corner for a back to Nutella, and Nutella with a top right slot, starting out strong for the Spartans.
I mean, what are you even supposed to do here? Clemson has scored the first goal and has since then been outscored 5-0. I mean, it's just been floodgates since that opening goal.
The spark has been sparked. The fire is lit. Mesau trying to put it out. He can't get it by Darkaz. This duo of Fatu and Nutella has done well, and Darkaz with his solo plays has been phenomenal so far. Mesau to Enzo, gets 50'd out by Darkaz, and he keeps it going. He gets it around one, but Beans is there with the touch. Wall dash to get back to it. He fakes the wave dash, takes the wave dash, but Fatu with the read. Pops it mid to Enzo. That wasn't Nutella that time, and I know the Tigers are grateful for that one. This one pops awkwardly off the corner. Beans able to get it over one, but Fatu there to intercept. We're starting to see the Tigers stabilize just a little bit. The rotations are coming back in. We're going to have to see if they can open their own floodgates, because right now the scoreline has been all UNCG.
Yeah, Mesa looking to go backboard once again there, but the defense seems to have stabilized for UNCG so well. Nothing really seems to be finding any sort of way through. Now they're trying to get out back onto offense, but Enzo going to punt it back up towards backboard. But Clemson going to have to find a real shooting opportunity. They haven't had one since game 1. Beans off the ceiling, going to try to find the pass, but once again, it's cut out. Mesau, he's got the boost. Going towards the backboard, cut away again. This is the time they needed to go. That one going on target. It's going to be up off the backboard. Shot comes through, and Enzo is going to find the dagger. Everyone on UNCG sitting on absolutely nothing.
Great shot coming out from Enzo. Couple double commits coming out from UNCG led to that opportunity. Not enough midfield presence or enough boost in the tank to get to that ball. And Clemson tie it up after a minute and a half. But here comes Fatu and the Spartans. He gets it over one. He gets a dunk on another. Darkaz elects not to shoot on that one. A little bit awkward, but Nutella able to scoop this one back up. But here come the Tigers. Mesa with a strong pop over, looking for Enzo again. But a great save comes out from Lil Nut. This one, Beans trying to get the corner read, but he cannot. Now Fatu pops this one back to himself, but gets intercepted by Enzo. Enzo trying to be the one to step up for this squad, gets the boost grab, looking for someone mid. It pops out. This one, quick shot from Beans, looking for a double, but a great touch up and saved away from Darkaz. Just over 2 minutes of play. What do we like in this game so far, Sticks?
Yeah, I think both these teams have really found their preferred method of how to approach this game. Clemson, I think their main game plan is really going to be pounding that backboard, really trying to force UNCG into those awkward defensive spots. That one could be an air dribble pushed away by Darkaz, but Clemson's going to be having to try to find each other in the midfield, trying to find ways to force out multiple defenders. That's going to be their main path forward. And you know, UNCG, they're just going to try to shoot the lights out. And I think that's what's going to have to happen for them. They're just going to have a real good day shooting.
Great pass mid from Mesau, but it is intercepted. Another one comes mid, looking for Enzo. Enzo with the beat on the backboard. Beans with a quick shot, but it does go wide. Darkaz to scoop it up. Gets full Beans and the ball, but it gets intercepted from and away his car. Now, double commit comes out from Clemson. This could be dangerous. Trying to find someone, but Darkaz puts it low. I think he expected Fatu to stay up for that one, but he didn't have enough boost to do so. Enzo now up for this ball. He's trying to get the flip. Not enough boost. Beans with a shot. Fatu with the save. A little jump early from Nutella. And that's all the Tigers need. They're clawing their way back into this game number 2 after a devastating game 1.
You can see the teamwork coming out of Clemson there. That fake absolutely telegraphed by Enzo. You could see Beans full commit on that play, had 100% faith in his teammate, and Mesau was able to clean up the mess that caused in net. All 3 players were jumping. It's about as easy of a shot he's going to get this series.
He has one dunk. Are Are you kidding me? He is stepping up in spades. 51 off the ceiling, lands right next to the ball, flick over another, dunk on last man. That is a 1v3 masterclass coming out from the rookie on this squad. This guy is stepping up, tying up this game. He is playing phenomenal so far in this series.
Just when you think that Clemson might have stabilized this game, might have found a way to get back in it, I mean, UNCG just finds a way, finds something out of nothing there off the sidewall once again, and ties it back up. That's a great shot from Enzo. Clemson, all the pressure in the world. Masao got that up in the air, but got to get shut down by Nutella. I'm not going to say that name. That's just not going to say that one.
Lil Nut 6'7", doesn't go to this ball. His goal in this game was actually scored at 67 miles an hour, so he has done well staying true to his name, and now he has another chance, but it's sent away by Beans. Beans with the corner boost grab. Enzo clears this one out. A little bit awkward midfield, and a power shot comes out from Nutella. He is playing phenomenal as well. He reverses this power and puts it at 76 miles an hour instead.
I don't know which player was bumping who. I don't know if Nutella was bumping Masao or Masao bumping Nutella, but either way, he managed to recover out of that chaos flawlessly and punishes Clemson on that overcommitment.
Beans pops this one down to Masao. Masao trying to get something to happen. Beans pops this one mid, but Enzo isn't able to get to that one. He's trying to get a double off, looking for someone mid again, but it's a double 50, a 66-33, if you will, in favor of UNCG. This one popped over by Beans. Fatu's up early. This is a mistake. This could be devastating, but he's able to recover to it and get the beat past the midfield line. Masao up in the air, back to himself, trying to leave it for a teammate maybe, but no one goes. Nutella with a strong beat, keeping this one in the Tigers' half. He did get the boost. This one 50'd out. Tigers need to strike, and they need to strike soon, but one gets demoed off the pitch. Masao gets dunked by two players, another 66-33. This one kept up, though. Fatu keeps this one close, pops it off the wall. Could go down, but Enzo keeps it up. Quick shot from Masao. 50'd away by Lil Nut. Beans able to get to this one, pops it up in the air. This one, great pop, comes out from Enzo. Beans, 50-50 in the air, and it goes down. UNCG have taken game number 2, and the Tigers are on the brink of being swept.
I know we talked about it pregame that we wouldn't be surprised, but I'm slightly surprised in which the manner we're getting here. I mean, it has just been mechanical dominance here.
Absolutely has. They are 100% from the field right now. They have a 100% shooting percentage against the Clemson Tigers. That is unreal, but they're also doing it on defense. They needed a very strong showing to come out with that win, and they had it. 8 saves from the Spartans. Shields raised high, keeping the Tigers out of the net. The Tigers did have 11 shots of their own, so a couple of those just went a little wide. I wouldn't be surprised if Clemson get a game here, but the Spartans are looking phenomenal. They look completely different than they did last season, and this could be a statement win. If not only a series win would be great from them, if they get a sweep against Clemson, that would be huge for their ranking in this C3 league.
That would jump them up tremendously. But I mean, usually whenever I'm looking post-game, looking at a match summary, the first thing my eyes go to is the shot totals. And that usually will tell me a little bit of, how that game went. But what we just saw was UNCG was able to win both ways. They were able to win by putting up 11 shots, and then they were also able to win by taking 11 shots, only putting up 3, and still able to win, scoring all 3 of those goals. So I think we've seen them be able to do it both ways. We've seen Clemson get really close this second way. I think that's how they're going to really want this game to go, but not if that one leaks all the way back.
That one was saved away by Massa, who respawned to get back to it. This one lived! And are you kidding me? The Spartans are not slowing down. Fatu gets called off by his teammate, and Darkaz is playing unreal in this series so far, giving his team the lead yet again.
and you see the presence that each of these players has in the air. You see the amount of respect that they're getting as soon as they go up the side, while all three defenders for Clemson, focusing on the man on the ball, didn't think to see the follow-up coming from underneath. A huge goal from UNCG, and they've got all they need to take this one, but Clemson's not going to go down without a fight. Mesau whipping back on this ball, going to take it up the side while he's getting bounced off, and Darkaz going to be able to 50 it through all the way back into the corner and kill everything Clemson had going for him.
I don't think Clemson was ready for this UNCG squad. They were able to get him at land, and I think they felt confident. And why wouldn't they be? They played so well, but this is totally different. Darkaz, as the new third, gets a soft pop over two defenders. Miscommunication. Things we're not used to seeing from this Tigers squad. They are the team in this league that is known for their teammate. They're so known for their camaraderie, their communication, and they haven't had any of that in this series. Huge credit to UNCG as Darkaz now takes this one off the wall, gets 50'd out by Mesau. Lil Nut pops this one out mid. Enzo gets a 50 onto Fatu and tries to put the pressure on the Spartan. This one also popped mid. Beans with a whiff on this one. Mesau with the beat over one, but Darkaz is there to pop this one down into the corner. Mesau takes this one, but gets 50'd out. Not enough, not a direct enough pass for the Tigers. So far, Clemson looks rattled. I don't know what they need to do, but Sticks, what do you think they need to do to get back into this one?
Well, firstly, they got to weather the storm that UNCG is putting on them once again. But, I mean, we talked about it pregame. We were talking about how if UNCG is going to win this game, how do they have to do it? And we've seen exactly that. They jump on them game one. They put up numbers. Game two, you think Clemson might be able to bring the momentum back. They end up winning game two, all of this momentum in their favor. Clemson hadn't been tested yet. This is their first real test, and Clemson's kind of crumbling. There's a crumble on the backboard from Mesau, and it's another goal for UNCG.
The dynamic duo, Mesau with a misread. He had to jump early because Fatu was going for the demo, and he says, "Thank you very much, last man. You missed that ball. That is a wide open net, the easiest goal of my career." We're not even at halftime yet, and the Spartans are up 3-0. Nutella fakes the high, goes low with the reset, gets the pinch on the ground, looks for a 50. Darkaz not enough power to put this one into the back of the net, but still awkward in front of it. Mesau able to clear this one out and away. Fatu still there, though. Beans keeps this one into UNCG's half. Darkaz off the ceiling, looking for a teammate, and Fatu gets the beat. High and away, Beans low boost will scoop this one up, though. Darkaz able to save this one to the safety of the corner, and the Spartans have come out in this series charging, and they have not slowed down at all, getting another goal. 4-0 is the scoreline, and we still have 2:13 left to play.
I mean, I don't say this lightly, but Clemson has gotten body bagged this series. I mean, I thought this was a team that I was confident in. This is a team that I can usually rely on to win the games that I think they're going to win. But, I mean, they look shell-shocked here in this first game. I don't think they were expecting UNCG to be putting on the kind of pressure they have, but Mesau takes the first step. Still plenty of time left, down 3 goals, but, I mean, Clemson hasn't scored more than 2 at all this series.
I think they're starting to look for each other. I think one of the biggest mistakes that I saw in games 1 and 2 wasn't a mistake that I can point to. It was more in general play style thing. They were trying to respond to the mechanical ability of this UNCG squad instead of playing forward with one another. And when we see them go for these infield passes and try to be more direct, that's where we see their success. Another shot comes out, it is saved away, but you can immediately see the difference when they're playing for one another, when they're trying to find one another instead of going for something flashy. And that's really hard to do, especially when in game number 1 we saw peak come out from UNCG, but I'm liking what I see. It just might be a little bit too late. What do you think, Sticks?
Yeah, I think it's too little too late. This Clemson squad, in games past that I've seen, they really rely on Mesau to be that spark for them, and while he hasn't had a bad series, it hasn't been the performance that they've needed. They've needed those big solo plays from Mesau a lot of the times, and it just hasn't been that series for them. They haven't found each other on the infields. Mesau hasn't been too active with the mechanics to really open up that defense, and it's allowed UNCG just to kind of turtle up and find ways to get out, and that one could be a fatal opening back the other way. Nutella will find what I believe to be the dagger. Fatu toying with him on the goal line, forces Enzo into a bad touch, and he's going to drain that.
That was a great fake from Fatu. He just faked a wave dash cut, and that caused a mistouch to come out. And we're seeing some kickoff plays come out from UNCG. They are feeling absolutely electric right now, and it's showing on the pitch. Fatu gets this one a little further away from his car than he needed, though, but it's okay because his teammates are standing strong on defense. Darkaz scoops this one up and gets a demo. Fatu looking for him. Pre-flip from Darkaz, but he misses the mark. Great doink comes out, and this could be a psycho attempt. He almost doubles it into his own net. Beans not able to get by Lil Nut, and this one might be over. Just 20 seconds remaining, and I don't think it's enough. I think the Spartans will take a sweep against the Clemson Tigers, who finished 3rd in the LAN event, but not before Enzo makes the scoreline appear a little bit better. 5-2. They might get a kickoff goal, but I think this one is still good as over.
Yeah, I think this whole year has been a great demonstration of how the depth of the Carolinas has really changed. If you look at the lands from if you think all the way back to last school year, you really looked at South Carolina, Lander, and Charlotte. Those were kind of your big three. And so put a little bit of salt in the wound there. Maysow says GG's. He knows it's over. But I mean, this is, we're starting to see some teams show up and show out where we haven't seen that before. And I think it could be a little bit of a transition from the old guard into the new, as now you see, I mean, Maysow the only one left on this Clemson roster from back when I started casting, like 3 years ago, at least at this point. So you're really starting to see these teams evolve over time, and Clemson's one of those ones where I think they might need to go back and look at some stuff, because UNCG has been a team that hasn't been in that top 4 ever, and I think there's more competition now than there ever has been.
There absolutely has, and it's showing. UNCG, who finished in that 5-8 slot at the last LAN of 8, took down the team that got 3rd. Teams are rapidly evolving in the Carolinas, and I'm glad this matchup happened because it shows. We also saw a chat at the end of the game coming out from one of the Clemson players, still thinking about that first shot from Lil Nut, or Nutella as he's known. With that pinch off the sidewall into the back of the net, clearly that rattled them. They were not expecting the Spartans to come out charging, and I think it bit them at the end, because how could you expect that? They were going absolutely insane. Not only were they dominant in that last game, they shot 11 times on net and scored an own goal. Nutella just wasting time off the clock, takes an air dribble from his own corner and puts it in his own net, sealing the game for the Spartans. And that was a phenomenal series from the Spartans. I know that everyone over there is thrilled with how they played, and I am very excited to see how they match up now that they've taken out a top 3 team from last season. They and the rest of the league should be on notice because the Spartans are here to play.
Yeah, they put everyone on watch with this one. I think this is going to be a message. Probably, I think UNC Charlotte is the next team where if I'm seeing these two teams line up later in the season is one I'm definitely going to want to tune in to see. I think Charlotte has definitely taken a step back compared to Winthrop and USC. I think that game right there is going to be a really interesting one in a couple weeks.
I am beyond thrilled for that one. But I am also beyond thrilled for our upcoming next match. That'll be between NC State and Winthrop. This is another underdog coming up against a top team. Again, another team that was at that last LAN, finished 5-8. I'm a little biased. I'm wearing the coaching shirt that I have on. So I'm really hopeful that NC State is able to do what UNCG just did and come out shocking the world, or at least C3, because that was a phenomenal series.
Shock me. I think it would shock me if NC State pulls that one off. I went back and I looked because I saw NC State sitting at 3-0, and I was like, this is, I mean no disrespect, this is surprising. To see NC State sitting at 3-0, sitting there. I think they were in the standings they're sitting third, which definitely had me begin to look into things, because that's not one that I would have predicted. I usually have a decent idea of who the top 4 teams would be, and seeing NC State and Coastal definitely raised an eyebrow sitting, 3 or 4 weeks into the season.
It absolutely is, and this is going to be a tall test for the Wolfpack in this next matchup. It'll be their probably toughest test of this season. If they win this one, they have a very good chance of going 7-0, which would be phenomenal from them. But I do need to give a couple more flowers. I believe we will be getting an interview with one of the UNCG players. I can't focus too much on that next matchup, even though I'm so excited for it. I have to give credit where credit is due. The team communication that I saw from UNCG was second to none. I think, from me, after watching that, they have dethroned this Tigers team as the number one team. They demolished them. Not only were they taking it in crazy high shot games, they were taking it in games where they had 3 shots, shooting 100% from the line. I know Clemson, they did finish top 3 in the last split. They will come back. I imagine that one stings just a little bit, especially in a game and in a matchup you've won handily before. So I think they're going to have to go back to the drawing board for just a little bit. And what would you like to see from them in order for them to get back into it?
I think for both teams, I think there's a couple things. I think UNCG, I want to know if this is replicable. I want to see if you can come in next week and put up the same level of performance against, a comparable level team. That would really tell me if this was more of a peak or if this is just the level that they're going to play at. And I really don't know what to think for Clemson. That was a team that I usually am very confident in, and winning against teams that are below them in seeding, that one surprised me. I really don't know what it is they have to do.
I have an idea before we send us to a quick break to get this interview set up for you. I'll leave Clemson with this. You guys are a unbelievably talented and phenomenal team, and this one slipped away from you. I don't think you're used to playing against teams that are so communicative and as good as teammates as you guys are, but I think you need to get back to your roots. I am so glad that you guys are working on your mechanics, but when you guys looked threatening, when UNCG was on the back foot at times in that series, it was when you were playing as a team and for one another. I would love to see you guys get back to your roots, because that's what led to your success. Don't go anywhere. We will be back with an interview from one of the UNCG players after a dominant sweep against the Clemson Tigers. We'll see you guys in just a couple minutes.
You make sure she looking twice. I don't even wanna go out. It's still cold even when I'm out.
Boy, I don't real hesitation creeping in. But you look so good and I know what you're offering. Phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Yeah, my phone's lighting up, but I'm just gonna let it ring. Is it the liquor in my system? My desires are so real. Got me caught up in this rhythm. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. Draw me in and make me feel. Make me feel.
feel. Make me I haven't closed my eyes in days. Your love is keeping me awake. I'm slowly fading in this haze. Oh, don't wake me up. Don't wind us up. Don't wake me up.
Welcome back to the C3 Esports League. We are joined with one of the UNCG players, Fatu. Fatu, you guys had an amazing series. And first and foremost, welcome to the desk. How are you feeling after that?
I'm feeling good. They beat us during the end of season tournament last like at the end of last season. So being able to come with Dark As and just sweep them felt good.
And you guys looked unbelievably strong. You just touched on adding Darkaz to your roster. What have you guys done to integrate him into it? Because he had an unreal series. He had a double touch. He was 1v3ing. He was enabling you guys, playing defense really well. What has that addition to your guys' roster done for your team players, for your team plays and for your communication?
To be honest, like he gives like good energy. He's like fast. He's mechanical, and he really fits in with our roster. Like we had Flaky last year, but like Dark As just takes us to a whole nother level. So we're able to just like low-key just dominate.
Cool. I mean, we saw how you guys played last year against Clemson. We saw they took you down. What has been kind of the big adjustment? I know you picked up a new player, but how does it feel? You guys lost them last year. Was this kind of a grudge match going in for you guys, or was this just another day at the office?
A little bit of both. I mean, I like those guys. They're all chill, but I mean, I kind of just wanted to prove it to like myself and everybody else that like that's one less team that we're worse than this year.
Well, you definitely proved it here in this one. I mean, just you guys pretty much out-mechanicked them in all 3 games of this series. I haven't seen Clemson get beat that bad in quite a while.
Yeah,
And
like
you guys,
we're gonna
excuse
keep it
me,
up.
you go.
Yeah, I was gonna just say like we're gonna just build on that. To be honest,
I'm glad. And you guys not only took game 1 and 3 in dominant fashion, you were able to take game 2, which was a little bit more of a slow burn. You did so with a 100% shooting percentage from your team. 3 shots, 3 goals in a dominant series. I know we had a lot of highlights from that series. What was your favorite shot, either that you took or one of your teammates took from that series that you felt was like the spark or the moment that really you guys felt you had the confidence and knew you could beat this team?
I mean, we kind of like talked about that after the game, and like after Nutella did his sidewall skimmer, like that's kind of like the turning point of the entire series. That's when we started taking over. And I mean, I didn't really score any crazy shots. I was all them two. I was just back and letting them do the work.
and do the work they did. I know that shot was still ringing in the minds of the Clemson players. I got a message from one of them after the game 3, and they were still talking about it. That shot was nuts, by the way, referencing this skim off the sidewalk from Nutella. But before we go anywhere, I do want to ask you one final question. Do you have any shout outs, any thank yous that you'd like to give before we send it to a quick break?
Nah, not this time.
A
Mom's
man
not getting
of
a shout out. Wow.
I'll give one to my mom.
Shout out Vatu's mom. A man of few words, but he is dominant with his team on the pitch. The UNCG Spartans put their spears and shields to good use and take a 3-0 sweep against the
sir.
number 3 seed from last season in the Clemson Tigers. We have another matchup from last season as well. Coming up next, NC State against Winthrop. Let's see if the Pack can do what UNCG did or if Winthrop will take the Pack down. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with that matchup.
I was chasing shadows, moving too fast. Didn't see the way our love couldn't last. Now I'm stuck replaying what I put you through. Every night I'm haunted by the thought of you. If you need my loving, call me and I'll step on you. And we can talk all night long. If you want this loving, then call me and I'll drive to you. And we can touch all night long. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come through. Just call me and I'll come I was chasing shadows, moving too fast. Didn't see the way our love couldn't last. Now I'm stuck replaying what I put you through. Every night I'm haunted by the thought of you. If you need my love, if you want this love,
Go high all the way up into outer space. My body wanna play. This is how we rave. Party every day. What you want me to say? I got that extra money on the runway. Go high all the way up into outer space. This is how we rave. Party every day. What you want me to say? I got that extra money.
My name is Nate, and I'm the founder of the C3 Esports League, and I just wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about why C3 was created and where it's going to be heading in the near future. So C3 was created with a few things in mind. The first one being bridging the gap between the Carolina esports community and the academic institutions and teams that compete within it. Originally, there were no local leagues or local competitions really for these teams to go out and compete against one another and really showcase what Carolina esports can be. The second thing was also to give these students and collegiate competitors opportunities to learn shoutcasting, broadcasting, league operations, and management, and honestly just getting that competitive feel and showcasing what they can do on a competitive stage. Unless you're one of the top 1% universities in the nation, a lot of these students don't even get those opportunities and the chance to really represent what they can do themselves. And the third thing was to really show what esports can do whenever it's backed by the community and what a grassroots organization can really do. That community backing is crucial for almost everything esports related. So if C3 is really trying to showcase a new era of esports and how it should be done with that backing of the community. Whether it's the players, whether it's the normal staff and volunteers helping us, or it's the institutions themselves, a league cannot survive without that community backing.
Hey y'all, Coach Sathy from NRG Esports here, and today I'm here to endorse C3 Esports and their objectives as an organization. As a former professional player and current head coach, I understand the needs of both professional players and competitive hopefuls alike, and C3 Esports has that extra developmental step that playing the game on its own will not provide. Soft skills such as honest and effective communication, teamwork, and working within a structure are just some of the benefits for those partaking in the league on both the playing side and the tournament organizing side. I hope those watching the video will research for themselves what C3 Esports is and engage with their mission. As a North Carolina native, I'm proud of what they've done, and I'm excited to see what they continue to do.
Hey everyone, it's Jen, also known online as Lemon Kiwi. I'm an esports commentator for over 10 years, and I wanted to show support for C3 Esports and all the work they do in the Carolinas, because this kind of grassroots platform is what makes esports actually grow. This gives an opportunity for students to have structure, real competition, and to develop before that big spotlight hits. And it's where players learn how to compete, how to communicate, how to take the game seriously. And that foundation is what turns passion into something sustainable. And it's not just about winning games, it's learning how to show up for your team to improve and to be responsible for something, to represent something bigger than just yourself. And I think what C3 Esports does is an amazing opportunity, a great platform, and I hope it gets all the support it needs.
And that's what I'm saying here, right? It's that C3 Esports exists to create real sustainable pathways for students, schools, and partners. We're not chasing trends. We're not chasing one-off activations. We're building infrastructure that allows communities to grow, to compete, to thrive long-term. That's what makes this different and why we see such a lasting impact in the community.
Hi, I'm Blake Mr. Epic Phillips, and leagues like C3 play a pretty pivotal role in the current and future state of collegiate esports because at the moment, the disparity between top funded programs and programs that don't receive much, if any, funding at all is growing pretty rapidly. And so opportunities for players outside of the top 0.1% of a game's player base are starting to dwindle, and these are opportunities like playing on LAN, which is something that all collegiate esports athletes should have the chance to do at least once in their careers, or just playing in a league where they've got a reasonable shot at winning or even competition to play against. And so the responsibility of hosting platforms like that has fallen on regional and local organizations like C3, and they do it on a level that is on par with a lot of professional organizations that receive serious amounts of funding and sponsorship. So it's seriously important that leagues and organizations like C3 at the regional local level stick around for as long as we want collegiate esports to prosper.
And also, big shout out to the C3 group. They have consistently been working in the background, and not many people pay attention to their league. We try our best to bring eyes to them because I love what they're doing. We love what they're doing. Nate also does a really good job of posting on Twitter all the time about it. Like, they're doing such a good job. And as a regional and as state-based leagues go, they are one of one.
Hi, my name is Josh Piccolo, better known online as Somber. I am a collegiate and professional Rocket League commentator and analyst. I want to take a moment to highlight the importance of the grassroots collegiate Rocket League circuits, especially here with C3. The role C3 plays in the growth of the collegiate scene by having highly competitive regional competition not only helps players develop locally, but nationally as well, now boasting 3 teams from the region who made the top 48 nationally. C3 also provides a great viewing experience for their fans, hosting weekly streams that give a professional feel and give a platform to these players to highlight their gameplay, and for giving fans a way to keep up with all the action week in and week out for the entire semester. The biggest opportunity that C3 provides for the students, staff, and programs is their unique LAN experience, giving players who otherwise may not have their shot to compete on stage a way to compete in person and in front of a live audience. All of these opportunities a league like C3 brings to the region are crucial not just for player development, but for staff, organizers, broadcasters, and the overall collegiate esports ecosystem. Leagues like C3 help build confidence, professionalism, and long-term pathways within Rocket League and esports as a whole. By investing in local talent and accessible competition, C3 has strengthened the region to have some of the best talent in the nation. It's elevated the level of play in the esport and has already helped shape the path forward for Collegiate Rocket League in the Carolinas.
Hey folks, it's me, Spaceman. Today I just want to talk a little bit quickly about C3 Esports and the importance of grassroots programs. Look, I have been up and down the East Coast and across the country ever since I started working with small Tier 1 organizers, Tier 2 and Tier 3, all the way down the line. The most important thing we can tell you is that these grassroots communities are the heart and soul of what esports is all about. So the fact that leagues like C3 Esports currently exists in the Carolinas, it's built by grassroots folks for grassroots folks and provides opportunities for students. That is the biggest boon here for your futures in esports. And all I can say is just support the program at the end of the day. Whether you talk about it, tweet about it, make content, involve yourself on the admin side, work as a commentator, or even play. At the end of the day, grassroots esports is made and funded through you, by you. And it all comes down to a community that's passionate at the end of the day. So if you want to be like the big dogs up here at the Tier 1 level, or even just go beyond, the best way to get involved in esports at the end of the day is to get involved at a local community level and build yourself up. So congratulations once again to C3 Esports for getting themselves involved in North Carolina, and I hope to see this program grow more strong in the future. And to all of you, good luck on your future careers.
Hello. This is Deadzy, the previous captain of the Wake Tech Eagles for Rocket League here, and I just wanted to talk about C3 and why it means so much to me personally, and more so to, I think, the whole esports scene for the collegiate platform. But C3 gives us an easy way to access such a hard-to-access scene, especially for collegiate players, where the skill gap is so massive that you can enter there as a champ player, you can enter there as a grand champ player, and there's still such a big gap between that and some of these top CRL teams. And C3 is a great segue to not only practice and scrim and get better, which everyone wants to do, but even start to win some prizes, get some money, get some funding, and get some more media attention, which is really what esports is all about. I think it's so important, not only just for North Carolina and South Carolina, but the country as a whole, to get more people involved in esports, get them playing more games, get some more exposure and where we really want to be with it. But C3, I think, was one of the best stepping stones that I've experienced in, my short Rocket League career. I don't play as much anymore, but it has some of the fondest memories that I have of Rocket League in general, just meeting the people, the staff, the events, the LANs. I still help out and go to them even though I don't compete anymore, if that tells you anything.
Now, with all that being said, I see C3 really showcasing what it can do and really becoming a staple of what esports can be in a localized region. Whether it's holding competitive events in the region or even possibly holding competitive festivals for esports, C3 is going to become an absolute monument to the change of the new era for esports.
This, my friends, this is what the future of esports looks like in the Carolinas. It's community driven, it's scalable, and it's built to last. If you're looking to support something that's actually making a difference, C3 is where it starts.
Party to the sun. See you vibing with me, I just wanna see what's up. We just started dancing and I think I fell in love. We won't get this moment back, so please lift up my cup. Do you wanna see the sun and have some fun? Do you wanna see the sun and have some fun? Do you really wanna see the sun? I see you vibing with me, so what's up? We just started dancing, fell in love, but we don't have to do it if you don't want. Do you really wanna see the sun? club. Do you wanna see the sun and have some fun? You wanna see the sun and have some fun? You wanna see the sun and have some fun? You wanna see the sun and have some fun? Do you really wanna see the sun? I see you vibing with me, so what's up? We just started dancing, fell in love, but we don't have to do it if you don't want. Do you really wanna see the sun? You take the light with you and you go. You're not coming knocking on my door now. I try to lie, was it always so? Cause nothing feels the same anymore. I've seen this all before. Why didn't I do more? Now I'm picking up the pieces from the floor. How could we just ignore our problems? Now they pour out, filling up the room with silence. Can you be my nightlight? And I'll be your superhero. Superhero. Can I be your superhero? I'm sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the C3 Esports League, the premier esports league of the Carolinas. We just saw a dominant series, but UNCG Spartans took a 3-0 sweep against the Clemson Tigers, but I've already yapped enough about that. Styx joins me yet again. Styx, what are you looking forward to in this next matchup?
I am looking forward to seeing your NC State Wolfpack get an upset. I want to see it. Are they going to do it?
That is going to be the question of the next hour. We saw UNCG take a sweep. They were the underdog. So again, I'm hopeful that the Wolfpack can do it. But, you know, I have to stay as unbiased as I can, at least for now. But the Wolfpack, I think, are starting to play better as a team. They have been really good, albeit against less challenging opponents than Winthrop. I think this is going to be the game, kind of like with UNCG, that really defines their legacy going into the last half of this season. We do have we have a prediction live in the chat. So if you guys want to use your hard-earned channel points on a little bit of gambling, you guys can go ahead and do that. Styx, what do you think that we're going to expect to see from each of these squads?
Don't mind me. I'm going and betting my 9,000 channel points right now. Hang on.
I'll stall just a little bit.
In all actuality, I think that I have been wrong on my one prediction today. I am more than happy if I'm wrong on the second one, but I think that Winthrop probably takes this 3-0.
That would be devastating for me personally, so I'm a little bit hurt to hear you say that, but that is okay.
I've looked at their matches. I've seen who they've played. Winthrop.
I'm gonna go ahead and
bodied Wake Tech.
Chill, bro. The match hasn't started. We're glazing. I'm gonna take the pack in this one, but it doesn't matter anymore. We're diving in and away. Phantom puts this over to his duo in Rocket. I'm excited to see how these two match up against one another. When they play together, it's all love, but now that they are against each other, we're going to have to see which one of the two comes out on top. Rocket puts this one into the corner and pops it back down. Phantom goes early and gets the beat on Maple. Rocket takes his time trying to pop it over Monster King, but he pops it up to the backboard. Ventus going backwards, gets the pinch and the boost. Phantom low boost yet again, but he's still able to get to that ball. Rocket to Ventus. Ventus takes over but gets dunked out by Burglar. These opening 35 seconds or so have been all Winthrop. They have had a lot of the pressure. A 66-33 comes out in favor of the Wolfpack, but here come Winthrop. Maple gets a strong clear over to the corner. A fake comes out. Burglar was up early. Monster King trying to capitalize on this momentum. Let's see if the Wolfpack can get out of their own half, but here comes Phantom. Maple saves this one off the backboard and puts it away.
Did you say chat was 66 in favor of NC State?
No. 2 players.
Oh,
from NC
okay.
State
I was
went for
about to
the ball.
say. I was about to say, shoot, I really should have put the channel points on it. But hang on a minute. NC State gets on the board first with a quick little counterattack. Ventus loitering downfield. Got to cherry pick that one. Drop it right down Main Street.
Great pass from Maple to Ventus. Ventus, like you said, stayed upfield a little bit and was able to get the redirect to give NC State the lead. They were able to get a counterattack, but we have seen a lot of sustained pressure come out from Winthrop. Maple able to get this one by 2, though, not able to grab the boost, and Phantom will take his time in the corner. His duo, no boost, dives on this one. These two playing similarly, trying to go for the ball even when they have nothing in the tank. Monster King over to Burger. Burger with a beat. Another double commit coming out from the Wolfpack, but Ventus does well, getting up to Maple and alleviating some of that pressure. Monster King up early. Rocket with a quick shot, and Rocket doubles up the lead for the Wolfpack, giving them a 2-0 lead.
I mean, what happened here for Winthrop? This just seemed like a total defensive collapse there in the corner. I mean, it's one where you think that it's going to be a nothing burger of an attack. It's just going to get ferried off into the corner, and somehow Rocket finds a shot out of the corner, and no one's there. They kind of just got caught with their pants down a little bit there.
We are seeing what we saw from UNCG, dare I say. They came out hot just like UNCG. NC State is coming out hot here, but we know that Winthrop can use their mechanics to dive back into this series, so hope is not lost for this Winthrop squad. Maple clears this one out, but it looks like Monster King will scoop it up, and he does. Ventus going up early for this one. Monster King tries to get it around him. He gets a good touch. Phantom dunking out his duo, putting this one into the other corner. Phantom again going early, but Maple there with the stop. Low boost on a couple of these players on each of these teams. Ventus dives and able to get this save. Rocket trying to beat Phantom and does. This is a long clear. Burger low boost. Needs to get a good touch. Pops it up to the back before his teammate. Monster King now pops this one out midfield. Phantom able to get the beat on Ventus. Rocket able to clear this one back to midfield. We are getting a little bit of a ping pong match in game number 1. Normally I say that in lower ranked matchups, but this is not what I was expecting from this one though.
I've noticed so far that Winthrop has not been able to really capitalize when they get those free touches off the backboard, kind of just let them fall down by the wayside, and NC State's been able to kind of really slowly move that out of their box. Probably going to want to see a little bit more of a punish here from Winthrop on the offensive end, not give NC State such leeway on the defense. Maybe try to throw a couple bodies in there, try to cause some chaos there whenever they're breaking out on defense. It seems to be really easy for NC State so far.
Yeah, a lot of that comes to low boost, and just like that, 2 players low boost from Winthrop. Miscommunication on defense. Burger and Monster King not on the same page. Rocket says thank you very much, and it's now a 3-0 lead for the Wolfpack with 1:30 remaining. This is going to be a close matchup. I can feel it in my bones. I know Phantom won't go quietly into the night, and he's having to step up here on defense already. Rocket trying to keep this pressure on Burger up to himself off the wall. Maple tries to get to it, tries to land on it, but Ventus will scoop it up instead. This one pinched out mid. No one ready for it on the side of Winthrop, but now here comes Burger looking for Phantom midfield, but Ventus midfield presence is there from the Wolfpack. And here's a strong clear. This one should be saved away, and is Phantom able to get a great touch to the corner. Back to himself, getting it by Ventus and Maple. Rocket with a strong clear. Ventus up for it early with a redirect, keeping this pressure on for the Wolfpack. 50 seconds remaining. Great touch coming out from Winthrop. Ventus has to make the save and gets a great touch, but here comes Phantom yet again, trying to put his mechanics on display. His duo comes up to meet him and saves it away. Great follow-up shot, but a great save coming out from Maple as well. 30 seconds remaining. Sticks, what are we seeing so far in another underdog matchup?
Yeah, that was another example what we were mentioning earlier, where it's a hard play off the backboard. You'd think the shot is coming in from Winthrop, but the shot is just so slow that NC State is able to sit on the ground and kind of ferry that one away. Hang on, flip reset top corner. That one going to be pushed away once again. Can the shot finally fall? No, Phantom can't get there either. But it seems like Winthrop has been expending so many resources just to get the ball in a shootable position, and once again, NC State just kind of picks it up when Winthrop overcommits, gets it into a shootable position, and there's no one there to shoot it. And NC State just kind of walks it back the other way and says, okay, thank you, I guess we'll take it. Three of the 4 goals from NC State have just been kind of walking it back in the other direction after Winthrop's overcommit. Winthrop got to figure out how to get offense without committing everything in the kitchen sink. I mean, that was just, it almost looked easy for NC State.
NC State, I know, has been putting in the work in the offseason, especially now that we've been able to, get a lot more games under our belt. They have a full schedule. It feels like they're playing almost Monday through Friday and then some on the weekends. And I think it's starting to show. We see Maple getting a lot more involved in the offense. 1 goal, 2 assists to his name, and that has been one of the weak points. We haven't seen NC State passing to one another as much, but it looks like they're trying to get this one going and have done so against the number 2 team, one of the favorites in this league. Winthrop is taking a little bit of time, probably talking it over, trying to get used to what they're seeing from this new look from NC State. But Sticks, what do you think that Winthrop needs to do to get back into this one? Because their offense did not look effective in that game, number 1.
I think that was a wake-up call. I genuinely think that was a wake-up call. I would be willing to bet that Winthrop comes out way more hot in this second game. If they don't, then I would probably call the series right there. If NC State manages to, put up another performance like they did here in game 1, I would call the series right there done and dusted. But I don't think that's going to be the story we see tonight. I think Winthrop probably took a game. They probably weren't taking it as serious as they probably should have, considering that NC State still is undefeated. NC State has not lost to an opponent yet. They had that really close game against Wake Tech. I think Winthrop was kind of on autopilot that game 1 and kind of let their pocket get picked one too many times.
We're going to have to see them try to close those pockets up if they want to get back into it. Here comes Rocket. He gets a quick shot on, but Monster King able to get an easy save. Maple gets the beat on 1, but Phantom is there. He pops it up over Ventus, but Ventus able to get a touch, putting this one into the orange corner. Burger keeping the pressure on, trying to get a bump on the backboard, but he misses his chain dash. Rocket to Maple. Maple gets the double, but puts it wide into the corner. Rocket with the follow. Ventus trying to get the beat. He does get it on Burger. Great dunk, but Phantom with an even better save. Now Monster King on the ball. Full boost. Maple with a dunk. He's diving early. Phantom now going to try his turn in the corner. He is able to get it by Ventus, but here comes Rocket. Rocket over to Ventus. Ventus trying to put one on, but it goes a little bit wide. Monster King now popping this one up. NC State's midfield presence has been dominant so far in this game 1. They're getting and reading all the touches coming out from Winthrop, and that has led to such a stagnant offense from them. I'd like to see Winthrop get a little bit more creative with their outlet passes if they want to break out.
Yeah, Winthrop started off the game really hot with the pressure, and slowly NC State has pushed that line further and further back. There's a good bump attempt from Burger, going to cause Ventus to jump, but he easily jumps over that bump attempt, and nothing really materializes out of it as NC State could be able to break out once again, trying to find their way up the side wall. Burger now can't get through Ventus. It's going to fall to Phantom now, but again, the low boost challenge from Ventus pushing Winthrop further and further back. No one really has a lot of boost there. Going to be interesting to see how they get up there. Burger, terrible challenge on the sidewall. I think he might have gotten bumped. Now Maple got 60 boost in the tank. Got to pop it up. Gets up over Burger, trying to get through Phantom. Phantom going to be able to push it to the corner. We're still stuck at 0-0, but not after that shot. Burger, what a save off the post. I thought that was going to be it. Rocket tries to take another shot. That one pushed away once again. Winthrop hanging on by a thread as Ventus goes up to the ceiling. He's going to get shut down by Burger. A huge 50. They needed that one.
They absolutely did. NC State has flipped the script in this game so far. They have put this Winthrop squad on defense, but now here they come. This is where the test is really going to shine. Great infield pass mid. Phantom puts it in off the post a couple times and able to put it in. Winthrop getting back into this series, getting their first goal of the series. Phantom with a little bit of help from the crossbar, making wonders happen.
I almost asked, where's the shot? You see this one come across the net. No one there for Winthrop. I mean, he's there at the very last possible second, doubles it off the backboard. Probably got a little bit lucky off the bounce there, but it's the first goal for Winthrop. They needed to get something on the board. Now they can look for the second.
Phantom, another infield pass, looking for Monster King. Monster King with the fake. Ventus with a great save on the goal line, but pressure is not done. Ventus doing his best to alleviate it. Berger with a pass in, but it is saved away by a couple of NC State defenders. Another shot comes out. 50 comes out on his own defender, and here come Winthrop. They're trying everything, throwing spaghetti at the wall, and so far it is sticking. Monster King showing off the mechanics, puts a double on, saved away by Rocket. Berger cuts it out. I think Phantom might have had a better touch there, but it doesn't matter now. Ventus taking his time, gets bumped off of it. Berger trying to put the pressure back onto NC State. Rocket gets a 50 on Berger, and it stays in the orange corner. Maple pops this one out awkwardly. Phantom with the beat. Ventus gets a touch. He follows up on it, but Monster King is there. This could be dangerous. Berger looking for a bump, but Monster King not able to find the double on that one. 50 comes out from Phantom on to Maple. This Winthrop squad has had all the pressure in this game number 2, or at least it feels that way. And here they come again. Phantom with a double! Are you kidding me? I was wrong. It was Monster King. Wow, what a shot.
Oh, Berger throws up the fake, and Monster King off the top rope spikes it down. No bounce required. Maple can only sit and watch as that one comes rocketing into the back of the net. And Winthrop, they have activated here in game number 2.
They look a lot better so far, and they're trying to keep running up the score. Clearly displeased after that game number 1. Phantom is a little quiet. I know I called out his name. I'm so sorry to Monster King as he tries to do it again. He passes this one over to Phantom now, but Rocket is able to get the beat. Looking for a double, not able to find it. Ventus with a touch back up to Maple. Maple, first touch, not close enough to his car, and Monster King will be there to meet it. Phantom gets bumped a little bit, and now Ventus, not enough boost to follow up on it, but keeps the ball inside Winthrop's half. Demo comes up on the back line. Rocket puts a little bit too high and wide. Monster King able to get the touch. Ventus trying to accelerate this, but Monster King has this one red. Low boost challenge might be coming out. A great demo comes out. Great midfield pass. Phantom versus Rocket, and Phantom comes out on top in that matchup.
That is about as perfect a touch as you can get. He gets it, catches the read off the backboard, just kisses it with the front corner, and you can see he alleviates all of the pressure that NC State was building in one touch. Absolutely gorgeous touch off the backboard, but they're not out of the woods yet. Monster King got to win that 50. Maple up over the top of him. Berger gonna have to play this one off the backboard. Sloppy from Winthrop to go. Luckily, Monster King wins a 50 big up in the corner. And 7 seconds left. NC State gonna have to find something right now, or it's gonna not happen. Winthrop is gonna tie up the series here.
And I think Winthrop did look a lot better. They relied on their mechanics a little bit more than they did in game number 1, and it showed. Monster King with a great double touch, getting an assist from, he got that one passed up to himself and was able to hit that one home. Great game coming out from Winthrop. They had 7 shots to NC State's 6, and they had 6 saves. So NC State was shooting accurately, but the defense from Winthrop stood tall in that one. Sticks, what did you like in that game?
Well, I think I said it right before the game. I said I'm guessing that was going to be a wake-up call for Winthrop, and I think that they were going to come out a little bit more aggressive in that second game. I mean, that's exactly what we saw. They obviously, I think Monster King specifically completely locked in on the offensive end, putting up 5 shots by himself, outscoring pretty much everyone else on the field, almost both teams by himself. And I think that's what we're going to see for the rest of this series. I think we're going to see Winthrop slowly try to assert that, mechanical dominance over NC State. There were still a couple of times where, I saw a pass go middle, and I would have thought that someone from Winthrop was already up. And then I look over and, they're just now taking off, and they get beat to the ball. And something that I thought should be a shot for Winthrop ends up being a counterattack back the other way. So I think they're still trying to get up to speed. Be interesting to see if NC State can still kind of catch them when they're not exactly performing as I think they probably should be.
We'll have to see how this one turns out. This is a pivotal game, number 3 in the series. Phantom with a strong bump, looking to get one onto Rocket, but he can't. Monster King, though, gets a great 50, and he's able to pass it over to Burger. Demo on the back line comes out from Phantom, and Winthrop strike 11 seconds into this game, number 3.
Yeah, it's a good beat off the ceiling. The bump definitely helps out on the back line, clears the line, forces one defender in a awkward spot, and it's just a good 50 on the goal line. Burger, a good commit as third man, able to clean that one up and get Winthrop the lead early. But that's a really good bump from Ventus, sends Monster King to the moon. Hang on a minute. Phantom now in the corner trying to find a pass out. It's going to be Monster King up off the backboard. Burger, 0 boost, got to half flip out. Maple now towards the backboard, no follow. Phantom, got to push it out. Everyone who's on the ball seems to have no boost. Burger now, he's finally got something. Got to try to find the pass mid, but Maple, got to read that one every day and twice on Sunday. That one going to find its way back middle. Rocking off the backboard, looking for a shot. Can't find it. A good demo, got to be able to relieve the pressure. Try to force NC State to reset. This one up off the side. Trying to find the pass mid, but both teams really cutting out the passing lanes. Neither of them really finding those opportunities. So I'm going to go off the backboard, but Phantom going to ferry that off to the corner with a beautiful bit of control. Around one gets the 50 over third. Ventus, what a shot!
I cannot contain my excitement. That was a great midfield pass. Ventus stays on the play, gets a redirect over 2 defenders into the right side of the goal. Shot so good, I had to look at my hands to figure out which direction it went. That was beautiful from NC State. Able to get back into this one, tying it up. Ventus with a strong clear. Low boost from Burger. Maple trying to get it by Monster King, but cannot. Ventus now taking his time on the ceiling and whiffed on that one. Rocket will be there to scoop it up, though. Burger looking for Phantom upfield, but it's touched away by Maple. Maple's going to have to help again because it's popped down by Ventus. Monster King with the beat, looking for Phantom. Phantom with a shot. Rocket with a save. Maple now tries to take over. Phantom whiffs on this one. Burger puts one on, but Rocket again with the save. Now we're seeing the demos come out. This Winthrop aggression. They've got 2. Monster King not able to put this one on. It's going to be a pass mid. Burger back to the corner. 2 go from NC State, and they're around them. Low boost from NC State. Quick shot from Monster King, but it goes down off the post. Phantom with the follow-up, but Maple able to save it away. Winthrop is trying to get their aggression going, but as of right now, NC State is standing tall.
Yeah, Winthrop having a really hard time trying to toe that line between aggression and overexertion. They got to figure out where that happy medium is, where they're getting the pressure, they're kind of boxing NC State in without letting up and giving something easy back the other end.
And I think I'm going to look to Phantom to do that. He has been the one who has been kind of the staple of this team so far, but he has been kept quiet. That might be some of NC State's game plan, trying to contain this guy and play against Monster King and Burger on offense. It has been 1-1 though. We know Winthrop can do it. Monster King trying to get Phantom involved, but Ventus able to stuff him out and make the save. I'll kick it right after you because I think I cut you off, so my bad on that one.
You're all good. I was going to go back to that shot from Ventus. It's not often where I see something that I truly wasn't expecting, but that shot actually came out of absolutely nowhere. I wasn't even expecting him to be the one to shoot it, but hang on, that one off target. He missed the open net. Monster King couldn't turn it in.
Wow. Monster King trying to make this one go in, but he misses the double, but NC State is scrambling on defense. This one goes bar down again. This 4th man, the post from NC State, is playing miraculous defense right now, and I imagine that has to be frustrating for this Winthrop team. This one now popped out mid. Burger will be the first one to it. Fakes it out for Phantom. Phantom trying to get past Ventus, but can't. He does get the reset, but Maple will scoop it up. Maple gets beat out by Monster King. This one goes back into the orange corner. Phantom there for Rocket's touch, but Rocket's there for Phantom's. This duo is going back and forth in this game. Gets it by Burger. This one popped down mid. Who's going to be the first to it? Phantom or Ventus? Burger is hot in pursuit. This one popped out mid. Rocket with the beat, but Burger will scoop it up and get the first touch. over the midfield line. Rocket to scoop it up. 1 minute remaining. Rocket backflips. He gets dunked out by Monster King. This could be the pressure that Winthrop wants, and it is! Great pass from Berger over to Phantom, giving Winthrop a late lead in game number 3.
This is a great rotation cut from Berger. He recognizes the situation, realizes that everybody on the defense is in an awkward spot, low boost, finds the perfect drop-down pass, and Phantom is absolutely all over it to give Winthrop the lead. 45 seconds left. NC State gonna have to find a goal, but we've seen them do it before. But Monster King, he's gonna find the slot at the back post. What an infield pass from Phantom.
That was a beautiful pass from Phantom. I think Ventus got a touch of it, accelerated it, and Monster King rips it off post, but this time it is post and in. Great shot coming out from Monster King. He even gets a quick chat from one of the NC State players. A nice one comes out. Monster King not done yet, though, trying to get a double off the ground. He does get it, but Rocket is able to get the save, but here comes Phantom. Pops this up, leaves it for a teammate. Berger's up early, trying to get a double on this one, but it is saved away by Maple. The pressure from Winthrop is starting to get suffocating. It seems they found their groove. Phantom fakes for Berger, and Berger gets a nice shot, making it 4-1 in favor of Winthrop.
Yeah, I was looking at the scoreboard just now. I was wondering if anyone had a hat-trick. The scoring has been beautifully spaced out for Winthrop, and none of the players having more than 2 goals. But the shots is absolutely suffocating. 13 shots to 4. Winthrop has been piling it on this game.
They absolutely have. 50 comes out on his own teammate. I don't know if that was intentional, but I imagine it wasn't. Ventus tries to fake Phantom, but Phantom has the lead. Ventus going upfield, getting a bump, but Phantom able to save away Rocket's shot. This one kept in by Maple. 0 seconds. This game will go to Winthrop. NC State just trying to get one for the road. Infield pass, not enough boost to make a play, and Phantom puts it down. NC State are down 2-1 in the series. Winthrop have come alive.
For a brief moment, I thought they were going to find that one with a little bit of time left on the clock, but Phantom comes streaking across the net, finds it off the post, pushes it away. He's got 4 saves in the game. Absolutely stellar performance out of Phantom. Just being everywhere he needs to be.
He has played phenomenal, especially in this game 3. You can see the shot total again, 13 shots coming out from Winthrop. NC State trying to stand tall with 6 saves, but 4 of them were able to get through. NC State does have some offense, but it's almost half of that. It is less than half of that of Winthrop. 6 shots on the board for them. 4 saves coming out from Phantom. He is doing it all. 2 assists, 4 saves, 3 shots, 1 goal. This Winthrop squad is number 2 and number 2 for a reason. NC State is going to have to step it up big time if they want to take this to a game number 5.
Yeah, they're going to have to stick to their rotations. I think with that game 1, we saw them be able to keep up with Winthrop. They're going to have to try to replicate what they did in that game 1. I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it. It seems that Winthrop has found that sweet spot without overcommitting as much. They're going to have to look for those opportunities when they get them. And if they do get one, they're going to have to capitalize on it. They cannot let one of those few opportunities fall by the wayside, or else Winthrop is just going to run away with it.
And they are already passing it back to themselves. Berger able to keep this one close. Maple gets an awkward touch off the wall. Ventus, another awkward touch. We can see how this Winthrop squad is causing NC State to scramble. And the pressure is too great. Monster King with a free shot, and it's able to go into the back of the net.
I think both of the other 2 players from Winthrop are sitting in the net, harassing players on the goal line. Monster King, a completely uncontested shot, absolutely buries it at the back post to give Winthrop that lead. Now NC State fighting from behind once again. We've yet to see them really come back from one of those deficits. It's going to have to be now in this game 4. Going to try to push it to game 5. That one's off the backboard. Can they find the shot at the post? Rocket pushes it through, and it's going to be passed away by Phantom. Still cannot find the back of the net on these opportunities.
NC State looks a little rattled. I think they felt confident after that game number 1, and that Winthrop has responded in force, taking the next 2. And we've seen it on defense time and time again. We saw a double commit a couple times, which led to that first goal, but Maple's trying to respond with his own. It is saved away by Phantom. Ventus up early at the midfield line, popped away by Maple. Burger will be the one to follow on it. Called off by Phantom. Phantom and Rocket 50 up high in the sky. Ventus trying to get this one by Burger and does. Monster King, I don't think, was expecting the whiff. Infield pass from Ventus. Maple trying to make something happen. Gets a 50. This one could be dangerous, but Rocket was up just a little bit too early and couldn't find the angle. Now, Ventus calls off Rocket, gets a pop around one, gets the touch, trying to make something happen. Flip reset over to his teammate. Rocket over Burger, or Monster King. Hello. Clearly I'm hungry. I was thinking of Burger King. But now Burger able to clear this one out and away. Rocket scoop up, gets it over another, but Phantom yet again on the goal line getting the save. Ventus gets a beat on Burger in the midfield, and back and forth we go. NC State looks a little bit more composed than they did in the opening minute, but it hasn't been enough to break through so far.
That shot there could have been the opportunity there. Maple tries to put it at the back post, but Burger keeps his wits about him, doesn't try to overcommit to one side, just casually turns around and pushes it into the corner. Now Ventus, that one's on target. Burger getting harassed, but once again, Phantom coming up big on the defensive end. He's got to come up big on offense too. He's already got 5 saves and a goal in this game.
He is playing unreal in this series. Rocket had a free shot but backflipped on it, and one mistake is all Phantom needs. He says, "Thank you very much. I'll take another goal, doubling up my team's lead." NC State now has an even taller task. They had their opportunity but weren't able to capitalize on it. Now here comes Winthrop. Monster King going low, gets the reset, and an own goal comes out. Monster King is a monster, and NC State are making it worse for themselves.
Big flip reset out of Monster King, pushes ahead, tries to find a bump, but it does not matter. The shot is placed too well in the top corner. 2 defenders go. 2 defenders cannot keep it out. Too good of a shot from Monster King. And Winthrop is absolutely rolling here, up 3 goals, 2.5 minutes left. NC State gonna have to find a miracle if they want to keep themselves in it.
This could be it, but no one from NC State ready for the pass. Rocket put that one mid, and no one was there to receive it. Rocket now putting this one up high again. Monster King pops it up off the backboard. Phantom able to beat Maple to it. This one now popped down. Maple able to grab their boost. This one popped mid yet again. Rocket up early with a quick shot. Monster King with the save. Nothing NC State is doing on offense has been able to break through the blue wall of Winthrop. Rocket now getting it by Phantom. Monster King to Phantom. Quick outlet pass. And here comes Winthrop. Flip reset, but he dropped it, and Maple is able to get that save. Winthrop, though, looks to have the pressure. Not enough boost in the tanks of NC State to get this one going. Phantom gets beat out. This net could be open. Double commit comes out, but Burger won't be able to get there. Maple gets credited for the goal, and NC State have 2 more to tie this game up.
Yeah, that's the opportunity they're looking for. Unfortunately, they've just let 3 go in before that. And it hasn't been a lack of trying for NC State. They're doing all they can. Someone has always been in the net harassing whoever's on the goal line every time there's a shot on target. The problem is there's just 2 extra defenders every time they get a shot, and Winthrop has been easily able to just kind of push it off to the side and relieve all of the pressure with 1 touch. And NC State hasn't been able to hold on to anything so far in this game. Gonna have to find a couple more. They got 1. They're gonna need a few more.
Yeah, and a lot of the NC State goals have come off counterattacks, so if Winthrop just takes their time a little bit more and focuses on not overcommitting like this, beautiful back pass, Phantom to Burger. Rocket trying to accelerate it, but there is another player back. Once they stop double committing and overcommitting, this Winthrop squad could have this one in the bag. Maple pops this one up. NC State need to get a goal, and they need to get it quickly, but not with plays like this. Burger able to beat one. Ventus can't get back to it, and Phantom able to get back to it this time. Sticks, this one might be over if NC State can't score in the next few seconds.
Oh, what a pass. Oh my God, Burger, can he finish it? No, he can't. Oh, the infield pass is wasted on that one, but I don't think they really care about it at this point. Winthrop has made their statement. They saw the 1 goal that NC State got and returned in form. 30 seconds left. I don't think NC State's going to get it done. Burger going to put in the open net. Little 3-man passing play. Easy as you like for Winthrop. Monster King up off the ceiling. Phantom off the sidewall. Burger says, hello, open net. I'm just going to put this right here and call it a day.
Winthrop has done well playing the beat and then keeping the touch close enough to themselves to follow up on it. That's what they have done so much better than NC State in this series. They play super aggressive, but every single aggressive first touch is getting back to themselves or a teammate. It has been unbelievable to watch as another infield comes into Berger. Berger can't capitalize and gets bumped off of it. Ventus pops this one off of Maple, but there are only a few seconds remaining, and this will go to Winthrop. Winthrop take this series 3-1 against the Wolfpack. Spaceman sweep, as they call it. The Wolfpack take game number 1 and then lose the next 3. Winthrop still on top, underdog story, not completed for the Pack.
Yeah, would have loved to see that one for NC State. You know, you thought after the first one you might have been able to sneak out that series, but Winthrop definitely seemed to wake up after that first game.
They absolutely
dual interview. Oh boy, this is gonna be.
I think that the duo is trying to get on the desk at the same time, but we know for sure we will get Phantom for this one. We might be able to get this one going for the dual interview. We'll have to give it and leave it in the hands of the talented production squad that we got to see if they can make it happen. Until then, I'd like to yap a little bit about what we just saw. I think Winthrop came in a little bit overconfident in this matchup, and that's why we saw the effectiveness of NC State in game number 1. A lot of their goals came out of counterattacks. There was one play that I remember that was pretty good that was from sustained offense, but it unfortunately did not go their way in the long run. Winthrop's reset, took their time, and they went absolutely crazy. Infield pass after infield pass, sustained pressure for minutes at a time. There is a clear reason why this squad got second place at the last major and why their ranking right now in the C3 regular season, at least in this spring split, is a little bit off.
Yeah, I mean, this was one where game 1, I would have been more worried for Winthrop if the goals had not come in the fashion that they did. They were very clearly Winthrop mistakes that were being punished by NC State. And, you know, no disrespect to NC State, you have to punish those mistakes when you're going up against a team that is, you know, I mean, very clearly it's a team that you're punching up against. You know, you have to be able to capitalize on those mistakes, and they did exactly what they needed to in game 1. But just the manner in which, you know, they won that game, it wasn't a way that I could see that Winthrop was probably going to allow to happen again. Game 2, they still looked a little bit shaky. I think they only won it 2-0. And even then they were very slowly starting to warm up the mechanics. The passes were there, but the shot wasn't exactly on time. And then I think by game 4, they really got into form on that one. They figured out how they were going to really approach NC State, and I think it was kind of just dismantling from there.
And that's the benefit that this Winthrop squad has. They have so many tricks up their sleeve. They have so many ways that they can break down different play styles to counter the aggression or counterattacks or whatever it is that you're doing. And that's why they have been so dominant, not only in C3, but in other leagues as well. And we have to commend them for that. They played phenomenal. And like you said, once they figured out NC State's play style, they were a little shaky at first, but they were able to get it done. After a couple misses off the post, the fourth man taking a brunt of the attack in game number 2, they were able to find the back of the net. A lot due to infield passes. Defense was phenomenal. Communication was there for Winthrop. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is what's at the top of your screen. And Winthrop take this one 3-1. We are getting word from Prod that we will take a quick break, but we will be right back with an interview, I think, with one of the players from each of the squads. So we'll be able to see how this one goes. I think it's the duo, Rocket and Phantom. We'll be right back with a duo interview.
last time I tried to tell you what my feelings were like. I'm usually not the one to try to swallow my pride. Oh my, oh, what you doing to me? Ice cold veins when you cut me deep, I'll bleed out. I feel like I'm losing it. Oh, why is it so hard for me to breathe now? Can you be my nightlight? And I'll be your superhero. Sorry if it's taking me a while. I'm trying to figure out who I am. The city lights are keeping me up at night, so I don't even bother going to bed. I'm tired of wasting away my time. I would give up everything to be near you. Oh, I miss the days when you were mine, but I can be your superhero.
I won't go down to the parties that my eyes are shut and they're glowing red. I don't need sleep 'cause it's all in my head. It's all in my head. It's all in my head. You can find me on the dance floor, moving like a zombie for sure. My skin is looking paler. I'll figure it out later. Don't be so concerned. It's exaggerated.
Welcome back, everyone, to the C3 Esports League, the premier esports league of the Carolinas. We're switching it up a little bit here today. After a devastating loss, Rocket has actually decided to retire and start as a caster, where he's interviewing his duo, Phantom. Phantom, I just want to say congratulations on the win. How do you feel after that match?
It feels great. I've always wanted to play against Rocket and obviously beat him because that's my duo. So obviously feels great. Match before this with Percy and T didn't go as well as we wanted it to, but it feels good 3-1. So that was awesome.
Congratulations on that win yet again. I am going to ask about that game number 1 because NC State came out strong in that one. You guys, I think it was a 4-0. You guys took a little bit of time in between games. What was said in that led you to have such a dominant performance going into the last 3 games of that series?
All right, so all credit here goes to Mr. Berger, Mr. Barry Berger. He basically told us, or mainly told Zeke, because Monster King, because he was low-key playing like a lawnmower, but it's okay. He basically said, you're the best player in this game. Have full confidence. There's no reason. We are better than these kids, so play full confidence, and we will beat them. And after that, just kind of happened.
And Rocket, I'm going to shoot a question over your way as well. Obviously, you're playing against your duo here, and it's all love off the field. You guys are doing interviews, it's jokes and everything. But once you're on the pitch, obviously, he is a force to be reckoned with. In that game number 1, you guys were able to keep Phantom pretty quiet. Was that, without leaking comms, kind of your game plan? What was the strategy that led you to have such a good first game?
Yeah, we just wanted to lock down Phantom. He didn't really do anything the whole series, but it was just making sure he couldn't get up in the air and actually do anything. It was really, really Monster King shining. But yeah, we just had somebody send just out of control straight at him every time we went in the air, and he kind of got locked.
Yeah, it was a lockdown for sure. I'm actually going to give you the floor to ask your duo that just beat you any questions that you have for him. So the floor is yours, Rocket. Put those casting abilities to good use.
Congrats on the win. Kind of cringe, but like,
Thanks, man.
how's it feel to lose a game to me?
It feels great. Just because you're just like good at the game, and then I can just beat you still. So I mean, it makes sense. Especially after my team locks in. Monster King not looking like a lawnmower on back boost every play. That helps a lot. So
Okay. So back in like 2023, I think I beat you in a 1v1. What have you done since then to make sure that you can beat me every time?
So I moved from Xbox to PC first of all. And I upgraded my PC so that I could play the game better instead of being on 60 frames. And then I played Seabell Six Mans. Shout out Seabell Six Mans.
That has to be it. Shout out Seabell Six Mans. Are you sure like a bot wasn't playing on your account? Because like I kept getting demoed and you didn't really do much in the air.
My goal is not to do much in the air. My goal is to pave the way for my team and then lock down defense. You saw my 5 saves in game 3 or 4, whatever one it was. I mean, you even said that before we moved to the interview. Come on now. I got that locked down.
Fair enough. Thank you. I think that's all I have.
And I do want to give a compliment for your defense, Phantom. You were an absolute stud. You made up that blue wall, but you were taking up like 70% of the breaks on your backline defense. Like you said, you had 4 or 5 saves in that game number 3. And then in game number 4, I think you had 6 or something crazy like that. You played really well on defense. And like you said, paved the way for your team to step up. That will be it for us today. Congratulations to both of these teams, but a special one goes out to Winthrop, taking the win 3-1 over NC State. I know you guys will be moving up in that leaderboard relatively soon, not relegated to that, I think, 6th spot that you guys are in right now. So deservingly more up towards the top. And thank you on behalf of everyone in our production team, our casters, our players. Thank you to the viewers who came out and supported us today. You guys, what makes this community work and thrive. Thank you so much for tuning in to C3 Esports League. We will see you guys next week for even more of the best of what the Carolinas have to offer.